Homely.
Family.
Place for me to step out of my comfort zone. Friendship.
CAPT is a friendly and welcoming place.
Family.
Hotel.
My jam sessions with my friends. So a lot of people in CAPT are very musically talented or they are very interested in music. So there are a lot of people with instruments and we always come together and just play some music and chill.
Probably in year 1 where I participated in ING. I just like how everyone was so willing to try out new sports, how everyone was so willing to cheer on each other to just have fun.
When I have supper with my neighbour every Tuesday, we make it a point that whatever we have that day will end around midnight. Then we'll eat together, we cook cup noodles and just chill and talk.
During the suppers at night, so every night we'll just open jio supper after a very tiring day of studying. So we just come together, talk about our day, share some gossips, play bridge, have some midnight talks all the way until 3-4 a.m. and regret it at a.m. in the morning after that.
Lunch. Because we will eat lunch every day without fail and we will always chill at 12 noon sharp.
Fun sessions we have in the lounge. We have dessert sessions we have tang yen, we have mochis, and we have gaming sessions also Smash and Mario Kart. So I guess these are the memories that I will keep with them for life.
Just within CAPT itself, when you first step in, right, you see that the people are actually very friendly. It's kind of different from outside world. To know that you have these kind of friends who are very trustworthy, very loyal, it's quite a touching and heartwarming feeling lah.
Opportunities that we have, especially in terms of community engagement. Because personally, I had the chance to take sign language lessons. Next sem, I'm doing PACE, so I get to work with animals and kids with dyslexia. Something that CAPT provides that we cannot find anywhere else, and I'm very proud of that.
The house spirit. You can identify yourself with a particular house. So it's something that I feel it gives me a sense of identity.
I would say the people, they like to be the first one to respond if anyone needs help or if anyone needs assistance. Overall, it just makes the whole experience in CAPT a lot more enjoyable and a lot more friendly.
I would say the community here. Honestly, not everyone comes in with CAPT with the same idea. The people do grow and you can see our values really being exemplified within many of them.
One thing good that came out of zoning is really to meet people from the same faculty. So getting to know them, supporting one another through the common modules that we took.
Because of our inability to meet people from other zones, this resulted in us having to interact and live with people in our own faculties as well. And because of that, I've nurtured a lot of new friendships in business.
Helping each other to tapao lunch, because with zoning, we can't go to the different food courts in NUS in big groups. So what we do is we help each other tapao. This also helps us to actually understand what we can do for each other.
Okay, I took a few senior seminars and junior seminars. Hidden Comms was still one of the most memorable because there was a lot of activities involved, there was a lot of field trips. The way lessons were conducted were quite free.
Power and Idea is taught by Prof. Ruben. Quite enjoyed it because it really opened my perspective to different communities and there was field trips, so it was really fun.
Discovering Singapore heritage and history.
Hey, hi everybody. Yeah, so we're just around 15 minutes away from the start of our live stream, and actually now we're doing some sound check and video check. Yeah, so hope you guys have been doing well, and yeah, have a great Saturday, and I hope you guys can join us for our live stream later on.
Yep, see you later. We are getting ready, so get ready too. We're gonna start at 11 promptly. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so yeah, Don, we do have a lot of things coming up later on, yeah? So
Actually, there are a lot of things coming on. We have 4 main segments today we want to share with our prospective captains and incoming freshmen. Why don't you just share what are the 4 segments we have today?
Yeah, so the 4 segments that we have today is firstly, community engagement, and...
Yeah?
He said... Okay. So how are you going to describe the gift pack?
Yeah, so... Yeah. Oh, we do have a CAPT brochure.
Oh yeah.
Homely.
Family.
Place for me to step out of my comfort zone.
Friendship.
CAPT is a friendly and welcoming place.
Family.
Hotel.
My jam sessions with my friends. So a lot of people in CAPT are very musically talented or they are very interested in music. So there are a lot of people with instruments and we always come together and just play some music and chill.
Probably in year 1 where I participated in ING. I just like how everyone was so willing to try out new sports, how everyone was so willing to like cheer on each other to like just have fun.
When I have supper with my neighbour every Tuesday, we make it a point that whatever we have that day, we'll end around like midnight. Then we'll like eat together, we cook cup noodles and just chill and talk.
During the suppers at night, so like every night we'll just open jio supper after like a very tiring day of studying. So we just come together, talk about our day, share some gossips, play bridge, have some midnight talks all the way until like 3-4 a.m. and regret it at 8 a.m. in the morning after that.
Lunch. Because we will eat lunch every day without fail and we will always chill at 12 noon sharp.
Fun sessions we have in the lounge. We have dessert sessions like we have tang yen, we have mochis, and we have gaming sessions also like Smash and Mario Kart. So I guess these are the memories that I will keep with them for life.
Just within CAPT itself, when you first step in, right, you see that the people are actually very friendly. It's kind of different from outside world. To know that you have these kind of friends who are very trustworthy, very loyal, it's quite a touching and heartwarming feeling lah.
Opportunities that we have, especially in terms of community engagement. Because like personally, I had the chance to take sign language lessons. Next sem, I'm doing PACE, so I get to work with like animals and kids with dyslexia. Something that CAPT provides that we cannot find anywhere else, and I'm very proud of that.
The house spirit. You can identify yourself with a particular house. So it's something that I feel it gives me a sense of identity.
I would say the people, they like to be the first one to respond if anyone needs help or if anyone needs like assistance. Overall, it just makes the whole experience in CAPT a lot more enjoyable and a lot more friendly.
I would say the community here. Honestly, not everyone comes in with CAPT with the same idea. The people do grow and you can see our values really being exemplified within many of them.
One thing good that came out of zoning is really to meet people from the same faculty. So getting to know them, supporting one another through the common modules that we took.
Because of our inability to meet people from other zones, this resulted in us having to interact and live with people in our own faculties as well. And because of that, I've nurtured a lot of new friendships in business.
Helping each other to tapao lunch, because with zoning, we can't go to the different food courts in NUS in big groups. So what we do is we help each other tapao. This also helps us to actually understand what we can do for each other.
Okay, I took a few senior seminars and junior seminars. Hidden Comms was still one of the most memorable because there was a lot of activities involved, there was a lot of field trips. The way lessons were conducted were quite free.
Found an idea, it's taught by Prof. Ruben. Quite enjoyed it because it really opened my perspective to different communities. And there was field trips, so it was really fun.
Discovering Singapore heritage and history, conducted by Dr. Joel. Say because it's not the very academic module that I was expecting. So we actually discover things that we often neglect, like the beauties of Mother Nature around us.
Football, because it's a very fun sport and no matter whether you're new or you've played before, you still can come together and have fun.
Captain's ball. Quite a few of us will just come down for captain's ball and we'll like just join one team and then we'll play together against the other houses. We really bonded through these sessions.
R4D. R4D is quite chill, so it's a IG that kind of caters to people of all skill level from beginners to advanced, and then like there's no pressure to do well, so it's just a very fun environment.
Because of the volleyball IG, I was able to like have the opportunity to pursue volleyball again. It still allowed me to have fun and at the same time be competitive.
The baking club, they really cook very nice food.
Ben & Jerry's strawberry cheesecake flavor.
The lor mee.
Anything that has fish.
The lasagna.
Laksa. Sometimes it gets a bit cold in CAPT and like when you eat laksa, it's like very shiok feeling.
Since we are a community engagement focused college, what I would hope for CAPT moving forward would be to make a greater impact into the community in the future.
I just hope CAPT will continue to be just a place, a welcoming place for people to really find friends and family, and also be a place where they really enjoy studying and having fun.
I just hope that CAPT will always be a place that people will make lifelong friendships and memories at.
I hope that CAPT will be a safe space for everyone, yeah? A home away from home.
Obviously look forward to joining CAPT because the experience in CAPT is something that you cannot find anywhere else, not in any other RCs or any other halls. By joining CAPT, we are given the opportunity to make a difference to the communities around us, at the same time nurture and grow ourselves to become better people for the community.
Okay, CAPT's a place where you can learn new things and step out your comfort zone without feeling pressured, where you can find friends, be in a community and have fun while balancing your academics.
Be prepared to have fun. Have a purpose before you come in.
Don't hesitate to join CAPT. CAPT is the best.
Always come in with an open mind. Be willing to try new things. Don't be afraid of the new things. Yeah.
I never saw myself coming to CAPT until very late on into uni applications, but I really think that it's one of the best decisions that I've made in my life, and it could be yours too.
Thank you.
I would tell them that they should... I don't know what to tell them.
The people in CAPT care about... Okay, never mind.
Okay, wait, I cannot say
Hi, my name is Joel. I'm a Year 1 student studying Computer Science at NUS. I live in the College of Alice and Peter Tan, and this is a day in my life.
Hi everyone, I am Lydia from Phoenix in CAPT. I'm a Year 2 studying Communications and New Media. I'm gonna go and wash up and get some breakfast. And I know that they're having like a house event and house called Make Waffles today, so I'm just gonna go and see what that's about as well. Other than that, yeah, let me just take you around on my day in CAPT as a captain. I'm going to show you what I usually make for breakfast, which is bread from the DH and basically a peanut butter toast but upgraded. Let me just show you. To explain a bit about what I'm gonna do today, I do have a lot of online classes, so I guess you get to see what happens when I do online class and what I get up to at night, which is when CAPT student life becomes a bit more lively. There are more things to do.
So time now is currently 9:55 AM and I'm about to head for my first class. And this class is a senior seminar module that's called Unequal Parenthood. And it's one of the modules that I have to take to fulfill one of the requirements for living in CAPT, which is a residential college. And so the class is just downstairs, so it won't take more than a few minutes to get there, so I better hurry up before I get late. And we have arrived, slightly late. I just ended my seminar class and now I'm headed to computing. I have back-to-back lessons at 12 and it's already like 11:50, so not the best plan for a timetable, but yeah, I'm gonna rush there now. So I just ended my tutorial and it was super hard. I didn't understand much what was going on. This mod teaches like the lowest level of computing, which is like binary and assembly language. And yeah, I don't understand it much. But now we are headed for lunch at the deck. The deck is the arts canteen that's right next to computing. For lunch I got Pasta Express, which is one of my favourite places to eat in NUS. I think it's a pretty popular spot for colleges in Singapore. Like, I think most of them have a Pasta Express. And yeah, it's just pretty cheap and pretty good.
What do you get?
It's cream pasta. So just got back from class and I'm going to be working on some math right now. And after dinner I actually have a CAPT support session. So CAPT support is a mental health awareness group in CAPT. And what we aim to do is to learn more about mental health issues so that we can support our friends who are facing them. And also to raise awareness about mental health, because I think the stigma around mental health is still pretty significant in Singapore. And so there are no guest speakers for today's CAPT support session because it is the first session of the semester, so we are having more bonding activities. And I think there's some mini MasterChef competition that's gonna happen, so that's pretty exciting.
Hi guys, I just finished a whole day of online classes and I've changed and I'm gonna go out for dinner now. Not eating in CAPT today, but I'll be back later on for a meeting and some house supper activities. Yeah, so I'll see you guys later.
So today is actually a really special day because it is the welcome dinner for the residential college that I'm living in. This is actually the first time that they're holding it physically. So last semester is actually entirely online and it was kind of a weird experience because we were all sitting in front of our computers on Zoom and having a formal dinner. But it was a really unique experience anyway, but this time we finally get to do it in real life and so I'm really excited. So since it's actually pretty empty inside the dining hall, even though it was damn crowded just now, because of the social distancing, then they can't really accommodate everyone. So yeah, only a lucky few of us managed to sign up for the dining hall.
I'm back in CAPT now and this is my friends in 13 lounge.
So it's been a really long day today and with that, it's time to head to bed.
Hi guys, so that was basically a day in my life in CAPT. So now that I've had a whole day and it's getting pretty late, I'm just gonna turn in now. But I hope to see you very soon right here in CAPT.
Hi Master Gary, we are filming like a CAPT open day video. So
yeah.
You
want to say hi. It'll be in the CAPT open day.
You can just wait. Yeah. Hi Master Gary.
I'm from CAPT. Wish you a warm welcome.
Yay.
Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the CAPT Open House 2021. Right, I'm Donovan.
And I'm Andrea, and we'll be your host for this live stream. Yeah, so we'll be here for the next 3 hours, and we do really have a lot of
community engagement,
sharing going on
CE.
in this live stream. Yeah, so in total we have about 4 segments. Yeah, so they are community engagement, academics, residential life, and student life. So yeah, Don, so what is so different about our open house this year?
We usually have a physical open house where we bring you over here to explore our college, show you our programs, and show you the warmth we have from our captains. However, sadly, we are living in the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people are affected. And so what we try to do is, although we are socially distant, we hope to bring you over here to the college to show you around. So in addition to just the both of us, we have a whole range of programs coming up. That's just not what Andrea said, different segments. And so it won't just be us speaking about our college that we love so much. But in addition to that, we are going to give you several snapshots, snippets, a slice of life into our college programs. So today, we not only just talking, chatting with the panelists, the speakers, we also have a range of videos for you guys, performed by our little small groups. We have interest groups, committees, and looking forward, I think we hope you really enjoy them as well.
Yes.
Okay,
So actually, before I begin our segment, the community engagement segment proper. I think we are just going to say that we are active on social media as well. So do check out our social media, CAPT NUS, so CAPT NUS, or
That's
even
on
our
Instagram?
Yes, on
That's on
Instagram,
Instagram.
and then even on our website, cap.nus.edu.sg. Yeah. So at any point of this live stream, if you have any burning questions, do feel free to leave them down in the live chat, and we'll try our best to answer them. Yeah, we do have a team over here with us today,
Exactly.
and they will help us, prompt us certain questions that you might have. Yeah.
Yeah, so the questions that come in, not only do we have a team down here, but we have a team in our ops room that will be trying to reply you as much as possible. But for those questions that are to our panelists or to ourselves, we'll try our best to fill them, but no promises. All right. So, but you're just here not just to find out about CAP. We also have something very special to keep you here. Right? We also have a very interesting segment called a lucky draw.
Yes.
How many lucky draw segments do we have today?
So in total, we have 2 rounds of lucky draw, and I think that we really do have attractive prizes to be won. So for every lucky draw round, there will be 5 prizes to be won, with the 3rd to 5th prize being a CAP tumbler, and a 2nd and 1st prize being Logitech keyboard, mini fridge, and what else do we have?
Mini fridge,
yeah, my favorite mini fridge. And what else do we have?
In addition to Logitech keyboard, mini fridge, we also have a JBL Clip 4 speaker that we're going to give out as the 2nd lucky draw. So do stay tuned. But how do they participate in this lucky draw?
So yeah, do check out the description box in this live stream and fill in the lucky draw form to enter and to register yourself for the lucky draw.
So here's the YouTube,
yes,
right? The description box below. Yeah. Okay, so down there we also have a chance where you also can get a little gift pack from us. So there's another link down there you can register as well. You can get some of these CAP brochures. We can find out more together with a note from a captain.
Yeah.
And what's this special thing we have? Oops, it dropped. What's this?
Oh, there's cute stickers of
cute
our
stickers as well for you
CAP
guys.
houses over here,
Yeah.
and even our very own unique CAP mask holder.
Holders.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so if not, is there anything else that we have to share with the prospective captains as they come in at this stage?
I think just stay tuned for this live stream, and we really do hope that you enjoy the stories and experiences that many of our speakers have to share with you this Saturday.
I see. Okay, so if not, then we are ready to kind of move on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we have a very interesting video that's coming up. Andrew, what's the video about? If you could share with the viewers today.
Okay, so the next video that we have is the community engagement video. So I think it really showcases some of the experiences and some of the thoughts that our captains have and their experience about CE here in CAP. That this college that is built on the ethos of community engagement and active citizenship.
So those are ethos. Are we ready to show the video to our viewers online? Yep. All right.
Community engagement, also known as CE, along with active citizenship, are important aspects of the ethos of CAP. The students are exposed to a wide variety of opportunities to interact with different communities and connect with them. These opportunities are present in both student-led initiatives and classroom learning, as the CAP UTCP modules place a strong emphasis on community engagement. Through these experiences, they gain valuable insights about the community and are spurred on to find meaningful ways to make a difference. Under the Active Community Engagement Wing, otherwise known as ACE, captains can delve deeper to explore and engage the communities around them, such as the elderly, migrant workers, and youth. Captains take charge of these initiatives and plan for the various activities conducted. Through these activities, captains learn important values and build empathy towards others in our midst. In CAPT Social Innovation Committee, SI, captains boldly test out innovative ideas by maximizing our resources to sustainably address social problems. Guided by the design thinking framework, they can better understand the perspective and the needs of the community that they are working with, challenge stereotypes and assumptions, and finally, implement creative, sustainable solutions to address social issues. We hope you have learned a little bit more about community engagement in CAPT and hope to see you there.
Indeed, hope to see you here, right? I mean, that was Madeline on the screen just now. She says, I hope to see you here. So, today we have we start off with a very interesting segment on community engagement. It's part of our college's ethos of active citizenship and community engagement. Right, we have a few panelists and speakers here with us, Ashwin, Shipian, as well as Mark. Give us a little bit of time to just introduce
the panelists and let them share a little bit about themselves. So today we've got Ashwin. Ashwin, could you share a little bit more about yourself to those who are watching this live stream?
Hi everyone, my name is Ashwin. I'm a year 1 social work student and I'm from ROC. I'm involved in SI and I'm also involved in CAPT.
So, in this, being here involved in SI and CAPT, what do you like the most about these things that you do?
I think what I like most about it is how novel some of these things are. I think CAPT takes unique approaches to the way that we serve communities that I have not experienced anywhere else, and it has been very life-changing for me personally.
Oh, I love that answer. It's really life-changing. You get a different experience. So hold it there first, Ashwin. We move on to Shipian. Shipian, could you share a little bit more about yourself, please?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Li Shipian. I'm a year 1 social work student, and I'm involved in Constellations. I'm the project director for Constellations, where we engage disadvantaged youth through the medium of music.
So disadvantaged youth through the medium of music. So you train them to play an instrument or something like that?
We teach them to play guitar.
Right, the guitar as well. So thanks for sharing, Shipian. And last but not least, we have Mark. So Mark, nice to meet you and thank you for coming today. So Mark, can you share a little bit more about yourself with our audience?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Mark. I'm a year 2 student currently studying life science and psychology. And what I do in CAPT is that I'm one of the vice directors of the active community engagement wing here in CAPT.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing here, Ashwin, Shipian and Mark. I think, to start a little bit more, let's go back to Mark. You told me you're the vice director for this wing, What do you do and what do you oversee in this committee?
Right, so the active community engagement wing, we kind of oversee all the different community engagement projects here in CAPT. And what we do is to guide them through the processes, to cultivate their learning, to curate the experience for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. So Shipian, you're involved as well, I heard?
Yes, I'm the project director, so I work kind of under the ACE wing EXCO. So everything that Mark has planned out, I have experienced. So yeah, there's a full circle, we have a full circle perspective here.
Yeah.
Right, so I think, both Shipian and Mark, you guys are involved in ACE, ACE wing. So for Ashwin yourself, you mentioned SI. So can you tell the audience a bit more about SI? Because it might still be a foreign concept to many of them watching this live stream.
So SI is very unique. The space that it occupies is one that allows for innovation and brainstorming. And essentially what we do is, guided by the design thinking framework, we come up with innovative solutions to social issues. And for us, it's about being bold. It's about taking the path less traveled.
Yeah, so actually for those of you out there who doesn't know what SI stands for, it stands for Social Innovation. Yeah, and it's actually quite a unique part of CAPT that we have over here, like what Ashwin mentioned, really taking on novel ideas to tackling some societal issues that we have here. Yeah.
I see. I think it's interesting that we have different opportunities as well as platforms for us to experience what community engagement is. But some people always come in and say, it's easily misunderstood about what's the difference between what they used to, CIP or Values in Action, VIA projects, as well as CE, community engagement. I think if anyone could, it's open to the floor, anyone could chime in and just say, what's your conceptualization of CE and, what could they expect, right? Our prospective freshman is coming in, what should they expect when they come into our college and enter these programs?
Perhaps I can take this question. I think that what's unique about CAPT's approach to CE is, well, personally for me, the most striking thing is its focus on the strengths of the vulnerable. What I think I realized when I came here was that we're not just coming from a savior perspective. We're not just trying to give what we can, but we recognize that vulnerable individuals and communities, they have their strengths as well. And it's not about being patronizing. It's not about trying to be optimistic, but it is in genuine recognition of the fact that vulnerable individuals, they do have their assets and their strengths. And I think this approach to CE is something that, like I previously said, it was life-changing because it changed my outlook on what it means to serve.
I think adding on to that, community engagement in CAPT is very different from all the values in action projects I've been through because it pushes captains. So previously let's say secondary school or junior college, it's a lot of here is how you do community engagement, here is how you engage this particular group. But over here it's how can you better it, how can you push yourself to engage people better. So there's that constant thought process of what you are doing and if it's meaningful. And I think in CAPT, we really strive for improvement and we strive for growth, not just for the community, but also for captains ourselves. So that's what I really like and appreciate about CAPT community engagement.
I see.
Right,
and how about you, Mark? Some freshmen say, I'm going to come in, and Shi Pian and Ashwin talk about life-changing, Shi Pian talk about growth. How do we structure these opportunities for them? How sure are you that they're going to learn something?
Right, I think in CAPT there's a huge emphasis on the idea of learning because after all we are an educational institution, right? So we believe in CAPT that through our community engagement experiences, there's this idea of like serving to learn as well as like you're learning to serve.
So I pause it, serving to learn and learning to serve. Okay, but at this point in time, right, I think it's a bit louder for our team as well. Just bring your mic a bit closer.
Sure.
Right, and we carry on there. So about serving to learn and learning to serve. So what about that, How do we get that done?
Right, so for example, one of the projects that I was in last year was Kindle Plus. So that's a program where we work with foster youth.
Right.
And the idea of learning to serve comes in through the engagements with the youth because like we realize that we don't know so much about their lived experiences and their perspectives, right? And that also goes the other way where we serve to learn because in these engagements, as we are curating these programs for them, we learn so much about the different like systemic issues that goes beyond like just individual lived experiences to like the structure of our society.
So I think like from all three speakers, I think there's the idea of intentionality even in serving, but also very intentional about what we can glean and gain out of the experience. Yeah. So for the other Ashwin and Shi Pian, Mark shared about his experience in Kindle Plus and how you probably previously did not know much about the foster community. So for both of you, what is something unique about that learning experience that you had regarding to CE here, based on your experience so far?
Okay, perhaps I can share a little bit about a recent project that I underwent with SI. So we were undertaking something called digital hawkers, and we were at the stage of trying to empathize and learn about what exactly it is, the issues that hawkers face. And I think what for me was extremely striking and incredible was I went in with certain notions of what were the problems and what were the issues, and came out with something completely different. And I realized that then my approach to this has to change. My mindset and the way I structure my ideas around how to help this community has to change. And that for me was very, very special because having one idea and having it completely turned around through experiencing personal interaction was something I didn't expect when I came here to CAPT.
Right, yeah. So I think that's really about that challenging our preconceptions. So basically, previously, you guys have mentioned how CE is different before you stepped into CAPT and before now. And for Ashwin, he shared about how certain preconceptions about certain communities that we have, and how his experience have changed that.
Yeah. The unique thing about coming to the college here in the College of Alice and Peter Tan, our whole college is tied to the values of community engagement, active citizenship. So many people that come here kind of, come for the college possibly due to this reason. How is it like working in your committees with fellow like-minded, or do you think all of them are like-minded?
I think I can take this question.
Yeah.
Actually, my co-project director, he has a very different work style from me. He is very on task, very efficient. He is watchful of time, whereas I like to dwell a little bit more on certain things because I'm a little less decisive. But it's exactly because we have different work styles that I learn a lot of perspective from him. I learn how to manage my volunteers. Yeah, and I really appreciate the fact that I can work with very different people. And this goes beyond work styles. It also even goes to majors, for example. I think for those of you who may be a little worried about the fact that, oh, you know, CAPT is all community engagement, so there's a lot of social workers, a lot of psychology majors.
Is that true?
I would say that you do meet quite a few, but actually there are many other students like engineering, medicine,
life sciences.
Yeah, and it's because we have all these different perspectives. Everyone brings something so different to the table that we are able to produce something that is more refined and something that is more suitable and appropriate and something that we can be proud of.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think working in student committees of like-minded individuals with different working styles, multidisciplinary students, bring their own values and beliefs that they had previously, and just coming here to interact and to learn together. Yeah. So actually, besides learning alongside students. Yeah, so I believe that you guys also work with our fellows over here, right? Within your student committees. So do you have anything to share about with prospective captains about how has it been like working with the fellows over here in CAPT?
I think I can take that question. So I think one incredible thing about being in CAPT is that the fellows and all our professors, they're so open to giving us all their wisdom and knowledge and guiding us through all these different projects. And sometimes it's incredible, just taking the lift up with them, you just talk to them about, oh, okay, I'm doing this. And then they'll have a little nugget of wisdom for you. And yeah, it's really such a friendly and welcoming and inclusive kind of experience. And yeah, you really learn a lot from them.
Yeah. Yes, go for it, Shafin.
I think adding on to that, the entire environment in CAPT is very safe. At the same time, there's a lot of flexibility for us to try and to learn, experiment with different ideas, as I think SI has been doing very well in. So there's the space for us to think about how can we do things better, how can we change things up and not follow a certain template. And the fellows guide us in that process of reviewing, the process of reflecting. Yeah, so I think it's a very safe and flexible space for people who want to try new things.
Right, I see that. Mark, can you share a little bit more about the uniqueness of your experience in your second year? Being a vice director, and you work with so many people in the college, I think including Shipin as well. How is it like stepping up as a leader?
Right, I think it was definitely intimidating at the start, right? The idea of overseeing so many different committees. But I think over time, you grow into the role because you see that everybody is so passionate about what they're doing. They really believe in this ethos of learning about the community, learning about their strengths, and learning as much as possible from them and from each other. And that is really encouraging and inspiring in that sense. And yeah, so I think the greatest takeaway that I have from my leadership experience is how much I've been personally inspired by those that I'm working with.
Yes. So thanks for sharing that. Really, overseeing groups of people who are like-minded and passionate about what they are doing. Yeah. So for Ashwin yourself, you are a year one student. So how did it feel like, coming into CAPT and meeting people, just in your first year experience?
I think that if you ask me how it felt like just meeting people in general, I think that I was quite blown away because I've had experience with really good communities up until now. I had a really good secondary school, I had a really good JC in terms of community, and I did not expect to come into university and be given that kind of community again. It really was very surprising, the kind of homeliness, the kind of friendliness that Captain showed to me. And I think what's even more amazing was it wasn't something that was generated. It was so natural, it was so organic, and it really felt like I was supposed to, that they genuinely wanted me to be here. And then when I talk about it in terms in terms of the functioning in SI or in the community engagement projects, it's the same thing. Everyone is so willing to give off themselves, not just in the pursuit of achieving a goal, but also in the pursuit of creating something bigger within the within the committee or within whichever project group that you're working with. So I've been completely blown away since coming to CAPT. Yeah.
I see. So we talk about CE, and I think you come in with certain preconceptions. We get to change them. What if we have someone that says, I've not been so much in the field and community. I've not really worked. Can they come to CAPT? Yes. No.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. And
Yeah.
why so?
Okay, just to share, I completely did not know anything.
And here you are as a vice chairman. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I started off, the idea of going to Kinder Plus last year in the first place was because I didn't know anything about foster children, foster youth, the fostering system. And I put myself in that space to learn. And yeah, it was such a wonderful, safe space to learn. So yeah.
I see, really it's a safe space to learn, opportunities for growth, challenging your preconceptions and all. Ashwin, Shipian and Mark, I think we are kind of running out of time here. But is there anything little, if there is, for prospective captains who are still kind of deciding, should I not? Is there anything from you guys?
I think for me, my deciding factor for coming to CAPT was my purpose. What do I want to grow in? Where do I see myself in the future, and what can CAPT offer me? And I think for me, how that tied in is I wanted conversations about social issues with people who care. And that's how you grow, right? Like you gather perspective, you think about your own, and then you refine your own thinking and knowledge. So that's what I'm here for. I think I encourage you all to think about what can CAPT offer you and what you can grow in as well. Yeah.
I think personally for me, what I want to say is, for whoever's watching, there is something for every single one of you. There's not a single one of you here who can't get something out of CAPT. Because I came here not knowing exactly what it was that drew me, but I could not be more thankful for the many different things that have been made available to me in my time here. I genuinely do believe that anybody watching this, you have something to gain out of CAPT. CAPT has something to give you, and it's something that can change your life.
Right, I think what Ashwin said, there's something for each and every one of us out there, so CAPT just really offers that kind of platform and opportunities, and it's really up to each of us to choose and what committees and what projects that we hope to join. So for Mark yourself, is there anything that you would like to tell them?
I don't know. I guess just CAPT has good vibes all around. So yeah, it's been a good time. It's been a wonderful 2 years here. So so many opportunities for everybody.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mark, Shipian and Ashwin, for joining us today. So just at this moment, right, we also want to say that there's an opportunity for you to find out a little bit more about the college. We have some gifts for you. Together with the lucky draw, you can find in the YouTube description. But also some of the gifts in this booklet over here. Right, we have a lot of things about what we do in the college, really a laundry list of different programs. I think people can get overwhelmed, but I think baby steps first. Yes, baby steps first. So do come, give it a shot, try and apply. I think this is really such a good starting point for the rest of the day, focusing on community engagement, active citizenship as the college's ethos. So developing empathy, building informed perspectives, challenging your preconceptions along the way. I think the panelists would agree with me that this is something special that we all really enjoy, and we hope to share with you as you come into the college. At this point in time, we have we have to thank you guys, but sadly you have to go. Right, we have to move on to the next segment, and we actually have a video for them. Andrew, what video do we have for those online now?
So I think before we head on to the video, we just would like to thank you guys first, so for coming here with us. And I think we just want to remind you guys that what Don said, the lucky draw is still going on. So head on to that link in the description box below and register for the lucky draw, which will take place shortly after the next segment, which is the academic segment. So like what Don shared, we do have a performance upcoming, and this performance is brought together by Jam City. So Jam City is an interest group that we have over here, musical related interest group that we have over here in CAPT. And although due to COVID, we can't have live performances during open house, we hope that this video will give you a glimpse of how our performers and our interest groups are like in CAPT.
Right. So without further ado, let's watch the video by Gem City. Alright, we hope you enjoyed that video by Gem City. Right, during this intermission between the segments, we also have planned for some special guests to join us. Today we are really privileged to also have Aidan. Aidan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Right, Aidan is a second year economics major. And he lives here. Which floor do you live on?
I stay on the 16th floor.
16th floor is the second one from the top. Aidan's joining here. He also was able to listen in to the earlier segment on community engagement. And Aidan, you've been involved in some projects, have you?
Yes, that is correct. For community engagement, I was involved in a fostering mentorship project called Kindle. And for this year, I'm the project director for this mentorship project known as ACE Tasik Jurong.
Share with me a bit more about Tasik Jurong. What's this about?
So Tasik Jurong is a mentorship project for latchkey children. So a group of captains will come in to mentor children who are from maybe certain backgrounds, certain families.
I see. And then do they come over here to the college?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. So as they come over to the college, then you have a team with you, and what else do they do?
So what we do is we engage the children, we engage them in activities, and we engage in values-based mentorship. So every session there's a theme. Maybe for this week it will be respect, and for the previous week it was responsibility. These are the themes that we inculcate and we impart to the children.
So you shared with us, like what you have been doing in Kindle, in Tasik Jurong. So for yourself, right, how has the experience been like for you?
So the experience has been a very fulfilling one. I would say that I have developed a lot of new perspectives, and I've really gone out of my comfort zone in these past 2 years as I engaged in these experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I recall, Mark talking just now a little bit more about the change in perspectives that we have, and could you develop a little bit more about that, linking it to our prospective captains that are coming in? What do you think might be some of the concerns they have, and how is this process of gaining this informed perspective valuable?
Okay, so CAPT has a very strong ethos of community engagement, and it's slightly different maybe from what we learned in JC or in secondary school about going down to maybe a secondary school, another school, or maybe another
partner, maybe?
Or another partner, and just providing them with our services. So it's more of so we take on a different approach where we engage the community and we try to come from a more understanding perspective, as well as building relationships with them. So this is a different form of community engagement which I'm still learning about right now. But
how do you feel, if I may, how do you feel when you encounter this community? Have you interacted with this community before?
This community for Tasik Jurong?
Yeah, the Tasik Jurong. Little bit, not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, and were you hesitant at the start, or how do you feel? Because we have, prospective students that come in and says, maybe I don't know what is this about, and here you are again, a leader for a project director as well.
Okay, so I would say that it's definitely a hurdle to think about developing a new perspective and engaging with the community that you never have before. But I would say that CAPT is a great place to build on this sense of growth that you wish to achieve for yourself. So you think about what do you want to do in the future, and what do you want to gain out of these experiences that you are thinking about. And it is a great place to inculcate these new perspectives and to learn about these new perspectives that you wish to inculcate in yourself.
So we talk a lot about growth as well, And I also know that Aidan participated in the STEER program.
Right.
Later we actually have a video that shares a little bit more about STEER. But before we go for that, Aidan, if we could listen to your story about what your STEER program, where do you go, what is it about, how do you feel? Why not share what opportunities there are in the college?
Sure. Okay, so to give a bit of context, in year one, I went for a STEER trip. STEER stands for a study trip for engagement and enrichment. So I traveled to Nepal, and we go to these countries to sort of engage with communities, as well as learn about the different social initiatives that they provide for us, or that they have in the country.
What was the theme of the trip that you went on?
So for Nepal, it was culture, conservation, and community development, the 3 Cs.
Oh, 3 Cs, I see. Yeah, and for this trip, how long were you there for?
So we were there for 15 days.
Wow.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't know the trip was that long, but over the 15 days, I'm sure there was a lot of mountain climbing.
Yes. So in Nepal, there were a range of activities for us. At first, it was just listening to talks, but after that, then we engaged in some experiential learning. So we traveled to the mountains, we trekked up the mountain, and we even stayed in a homestay in a few of the villages.
I think this experience really, I haven't been on a STEER trip myself. I was going on STEER Botswana because of COVID, and it was being cancelled. But I think, hearing of what you say, there's really a lot of learning that is being taken out of the classroom and even out of Singapore to let us get a glimpse of the communities out there in other countries as well.
That's correct. And sorry, I went to Nepal, but CAPT has other STEER trips as well, to many other countries out there.
Yeah. So Aidan as well, right? And then we have, talked about STEER. We've talked about your experience in Tasik Jurong. We've talked your experience in the college, learning, growing, developing informed perspectives. I want to just stretch it a little bit, because you're here for chit chat. We're gonna have fun. How has your experience living on level 16 been? What should captains look out for at level 16?
On level 16.
And which floor are you on?
I won 5th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a huge difference.
Okay, so what do you get other than the good view?
Okay, other than a good view, because on the 16th floor, the top 3 floors, you get a very good view of the sunset, just to let anyone watching know. Yeah, but other than that also, because my room is situated near the pantry, and people go to the pantry to maybe to cook or to like maybe do washing. So it's a very easy place to sort of mingle with people and to just chit chat with the people in the house and just get to know different people, as well as just have spontaneous conversations with them. And I feel that level 16 is just a place that has a very, very vibrant community life, and not just level 16, but there are other floors.
Yeah,
around.
so actually level 16, 15, 16 and 17 is actually part of Tupa, right? One of the houses that we have over here in CAPT.
Yeah.
So in CAPT we have 5 houses, and so Aidan is from the Tupa house.
And yourself, which house are you from?
So I'm from Rock, and Dawn.
So you're living on the
5th.
3, 4 and
4
5.
and 5.
That's it.
Yeah, so
And
actually the good thing about staying on 3, 4 and 5 is that, if anything happens, like a fire drill, for instance, we do have to climb down the stairs. So for people living on level 3, you can just,
But for people staying on level 16, that's an arduous
Right,
journey
it's
to
an
go down.
exercise.
Yes,
so you're the
correct.
safest in the college, you get the best view. I see. Yeah. I think this experience has been something that we all, kind of enjoy, regardless of whether we have to climb 16 flights of stairs or just, a few of them. Yeah. I don't. If we were just wondering if there are captains or prospective captains just joining us online at this point in time, right? What they have been doing is participating on the live chat, right? And they have been, asking some questions along there. But I think what I see in terms of the sentiment is also, they are actually a bit concerned. Will I be able to, fit in nicely, into my neighbourhood and all? Now, what would you say to them?
To that, I would say that you will definitely find a place to fit in, and you will definitely fit in because CAPT has a very inclusive community, and it is one that maybe at the start it's a bit daunting because you are going into a place with living with many other people, hundreds of other people. Maybe in your house will be like 100 plus other people. But it's a slow process, but it's something that you will be able to adjust to, and you'll definitely find your friends and find people that you'll be comfortable with.
Thank you so much for sharing today. We have Aidan here, second year economics major, living in Tupa, also project director for the ACE Classic Jurong program. Right. So we talked a little bit just now about your STEER experience. Coming up, we have a video on the STEER program. I think it's a wonderfully produced video. Why don't you just join us and you can just watch as we screen the video for the STEER program.
Sure.
If not, let us watch the CAPT STEER video.
In CAPT, the STEERs are a very big part of our curriculum, both formal and informal.
CAPT STEERs are a great opportunity for students to go on a study trip far away from home and to really learn something not from books but from people.
STEER is about learning, it's about learning through experiences and frankly to push people out of their comfort zones, including myself.
We use what we call intentional and innovative pedagogy, where we combine classroom discussions, we look at readings, we have invited speakers, we have field trips.
Cultural awareness is one of the significant impacts that these STEERs enable, because when the students go into the communities and they experience firsthand the cultural practices, I think it creates a deep impact for them.
I think for the STEER experience, something that we'll never be able to do is really engaging with partners and going to places that tourists will not go.
It was my first time to Yangon, and I was just really blown away by the city, the people, the culture, the way of life. And I came back and I told myself, I must find a way to share this with our students.
It's always a privilege for me to get to go down there and to immerse in their culture, to find out what these local communities do and who they are.
They also try their hands on, in different activities. They do hear their stories, they understand the hard labor that go behind it, and it really helps them revisit their preconceptions.
During my stay in Neighbourhood Heritage, I really enjoyed the hospitality of the team and the staffs. Even though they have already that little, but they are so willing to give more than what they have.
STEER is an opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone and to really imagine the possibilities that we can engage with communities beyond our borders.
For me as a geography educator to be, I think it's really that much more exciting when the world can really be your classroom. For us to step out, going past these 700 square kilometers here in Singapore, to explore the world, to find out what the world has for us.
1 second. After the change hole.
Wow, I think that was a short 3-minute video, but I think it conveyed so much about, learning out of the classroom, not learning just through books, but actually through people across the world. Yeah, so, just I was mentioning, in the chit-chat session with Aidan that, I was supposed to go and steer Botswana and didn't, manage to go to, and I actually saw you in the video, Don, so,
Yes, maybe. No, I'll just share a little bit about my experience in STEER Nepal as well as STEER Balkans.
Right.
Yeah, I really had the privilege to join the STEER programs before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. It was a really great privilege for me.
Yeah. So I think STEER, besides STEER actually we do have, other than the ACE projects, the community engagement projects that we have, engaging different communities locally in Singapore. We do have overseas service learning trips.
Yep.
Yeah. So actually personally for myself, I went to Yunnan when I was in year 1, the summer of my year 1.
Wow.
Yeah. So when we went there, to engage the communities there, based on the theme of gratitude. Yeah, so the student-led, community, we went there to a local primary school, to teach the student about, the idea of gratitude. I think from there, I learned so much more about, not just going there to, teach, but I think I learned so much of the experience being in Yunnan, the first time I've ever been there, and the people that I've interacted with. I think those, valuable lessons that I wouldn't have, in the classroom. Yeah. So what about yourself, Don?
Oh, I've been to Cambodia, Phnom Penh, for a Smile Village project that we went to work in a little small community where an NGO working, a combination of NGOs working together to provide small micro businesses to lift people out of poverty here and there. While we try to say that we are not going there with either a savior mentality or going there to learn and give alone. But I think for me, right, really the takeaway is about when you go for such trips, your eyes are open to the complexities of challenges that these communities face. A lot of times when we look from afar, and especially from our vantage point in Singapore, we see things as can be very smooth. Oh, this can be solved this way, this can be solved this way. But I think really the challenge is for us, and tying this back to developing informed perspectives and empathy, we love to go to communities and seek to have conversation, have tea with them, really talk to them, chat with them, and kind of understand their hearts they come from. I think that's most important as we try to build, I'm not too sure whether Mark mentioned it, but empathy bridges with communities alongside us.
Yeah, I think the theme on, going to see, taking a strengths-based perspective when we go there, and not just looking at differences that we have, in Singapore versus, other countries, but what are the similarities as well, that we have with communities. So as we really connect with them on a human-to-human level, we see also the similarities that we have. Yeah. So I think we've spoken so much about, STEERs and overseas service learning and even ACE projects. And I think one important, element of all these things that's happening in CAPT is really, the fellows and the profs that has been involved.
Because they come together with us, but also they also plan it together.
Right.
When we talk about student-led, they kind of guide and shepherd us along the way. So for the fellows, what about the fellows how are the fellows involved here?
Okay, so I think based on our experience, right, the residential fellows over here are very supportive. So even though a lot of communities are student-led, they are there to mentor, guide us, and also learn together with us. So I think without further ado, the next video that we have, actually features some of our very friendly and approachable RFs that we have over here in CAPT.
Not just RFs, but non-resident fellows as well. Our teaching staff, the college administration, the management here we have. I think through these videos, we get a little snapshot, a glimpse into their lives and how they live, together with us and, around us as well. Right. If not, without further ado, yes? Yeah. Right, let's show the resident fellow and non-resident fellow video.
Oh, hello. Hi, I'm Prof. Ruben. I'm the RF for Rock, and I've been in CAPT since 2012. Joined the college because I thought it would be fun because I was a new college at the time. and it's got a great sense of community. That's why I'm still around. And my kids really love it, so that's big E and small e. Say hello. Okay, let's go to the laundry room and make sure we have our mask on.
Hi, I'm Dr. To. I'm a marine biologist who is interested in conservation and sustainability. So CAPT stands for College of Alice and Peter Tan, and our college's ethos is community engagement and active citizenship. So you might be wondering who Alice and Peter Tan are. So they're the donors of the college, and they make a lot of our CE programs possible.
Hey, hi there. My name is Konkona Mukhopadhyay, and I'm a fellow of the college, more importantly, the RF of Phoenix. And I greatly enjoy, the choices we have at the dining hall with the food. And you know what? My daughter really loves the meal enhancements, especially the different choices of ice creams.
Hi, my name is Sun Fen. I'm a resident fellow at CAPT, and I'm also the director of Student Life. So my relationship with students is a very special one. It depends on where I am. Like if I'm in the classroom, I'm their teacher. If I'm working with them outside the classroom, like working on a project or working on some college event, I'm usually their advisor or mentor. And outside of that, when I'm in the dining hall or walking along the corridors, I'm their neighbor and their friend, I hope. So there are many memories I have in CAPT, and it's very hard for me to say which is my most memorable one. So I must say that perhaps it's just the daily interaction that I have with the students that I treasure the most.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm one of the non-residential fellows here at the college. And I teach classes about identities in Asia, and most recently about migrant communities. I like to run and bike and bake bread. And most recently, my wife and I adopted a dog named Chili. Regarding COVID-19, it's been very challenging actually for the college and for the university, I think both for students and faculty members. So I think while we need to implement the guidelines about COVID-19, many of us are actually looking forward to those pre-COVID-19 days when we can interact with each other freely, especially given that the college prides itself on community engagement. If I had to describe my CAPT journey in one word, it would be inspiring.
Hi, I'm Dr. Xiao, and my favorite facility at CAPT is the dining hall because that is where I get to interact with the residents during meal times. This place here is also one of the favorite facilities of CAPT residents because this is where they get to interact with each other through sports.
Hello, I'm Misty. I am the RF for Garuda. In my university days, I told myself to work hard and play hard like you all should. In 10 years' time in CAPT, I believe the captains will remain the core and the heart of CAPT.
Hello, I'm Gary, Master of College of Alice and Peter Tan. Together with my team, we will make sure that your living and learning experience here in the college will be a fulfilling and enriching one. So welcome to the college. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that video was a spectacular one that showcases the life of our resident and non-resident fellows, how they interact, live and play. And I remember Dr. Xiao, he said he loved the dining hall. So do I actually. So we talked about that, and I think at this point of time, I think we have been asked to share a little bit more that we have a lucky draw segment that will be coming up just after this part on academics. And you can access the lucky draw at this link, tinyurl.com/CAPT, C-A-P-T, lucky draw 2021. So that's the lucky draw link. Please put all your, just click on that link or just type that into your URL bar, and then go on, fill in a bit of your details, and you stand a chance to win some of the wonderful prizes. CAPT Tumbler, what else do we have?
We have a mini fridge,
a
Logitech keyboard, as well as
keyboard.
a JBL speaker, which is coming up. So in total, we do have 2 rounds of lucky draw.
2 rounds.
Yeah, so after this academic segment, we'll be having our first round of lucky draw. So do put your names, down before this round of lucky draw.
Yep, I see. So now we just nicely move into the academic segment. Not only did we just watch the video on STEER, right, or the study trip on engagement and enrichment, we share a little bit more about our resident fellow and non-resident fellows as well. So today we have a wonderful panel over here, a group of speakers. And so one of us here today is Dr. Tai Chong. Dr. To Tai Chong is a non-resident fellow that tagged to the House of Dragon, patron Ming Jie, our fellow captains and students here as well. Why don't we get Dr. To introduce himself a little bit. Could you share, I remember in the video you are a marine biologist by training. What brings you to the college?
So for me, I think being a marine biologist, I'm really interested in conservation. So that element itself has a lot of human interaction. So, and this is where CAPT's strength lies. So engaging people, understanding people's perspective. And I really hope that by being here, I'm able to inspire students to think a bit more about conservation, our natural world, as well as sustainability. Yeah.
I see. Thanks for sharing. That's where you see the human element and the biology element comes in. Next up, we have Patron. Patron, can you share a little bit more about yourself?
Hi, I'm Patron, currently a year 4 nursing student. And yeah, so I've been in College of Alice and Peter Tan since the first year of uni, and I've loved every sem of it since then. Yeah.
Every semester of it. How many semesters in total?
A total of 8 semesters.
Oh, this is your 8th and final semester, and you'll be going to the nursing. You're going to go to the hospitals.
To the hospital.
Hospitals are there. All right, nice. Thanks for dropping by today, Patron. And last, we have Ming Jie. Ming Jie, would you like to share a little bit about yourself with the captains?
Okay, hi. So my name is Ming Jie. I'm a year 3 pharmacy student. So not like Patron, who's been here for 4 years. I've only been here for 3 years. Yeah, and I enjoy running, and I think UTown has one of the best running these places lah.
I see. I do actually realize that Dr. To, you've brought something along, but we'll talk about that maybe later. I'm not too sure what this is. Looks like a cup. Okay, let's see what it is. Right, maybe we start with it because we are in our academic segment, right? CAPT, we call ourselves a residential college.
Right.
I understand the residential part. Yeah. Share with me the college part. What does it entail? And if you're a captain that are joining in, what do we do?
So as a residential college, so unlike a hall where you mostly stay in, right? So we provide academic programs. So I think that is the distinguishing part of the entire college experience. So you actually live here and you actually study with your neighbors within the same college. So there's a very strong bond that exists within the college itself.
Yeah, I see. Andrea, we've taken modules as well.
Right.
And I think maybe it might be interesting for Patron or Ming Jie to share a little bit about the modules that.
Yeah, so I think Peijun and Ming Jie, both of you have completed the UTown College program. Yeah, so what are the interesting modules that you've taken, and what are some of your biggest takeaways from these modules?
Okay, maybe I can go first. I think I took 2 modules. One of them is under it's a module offered by Dr. To, but I took it under Dr. Zhao Lai, Environment and Civil Society. I think the other one is also community leadership. I think something interesting about CAPT modules, to me at least, is the fact that there's a lot of field trips. In the community leadership one, we took a lot of walks, very, very long walks actually. And I think through the walks, we use frameworks, we use academic frameworks to observe the environment, observe the people, observe vegetation. I think that's something that's very interesting to me, because that's not something that you would do on your own, but I think that's a skill that I took up from the UTCP as well, to observe things, to interact with people, and to have difficult conversations. Yeah. Then through the academic program, we also talk to the fellow captains, and I think because we are taking modules with people with similar passions, with similar interests, and I think talking to the professors who also have similar interests, I think that's something that's really interesting as well, because you don't just learn from the people in the community, you also learn from the people that you're taking the modules with, or the profs who are teaching you. I think that's something that's very interesting.
Right, so I think Ming Jie mentioned something very important over here that we have in CAPT is that small size seminar style classes. And that kind of interactive environment that we have with our prof, I took a mod under Dr. To as well previously.
So everyone is taking his mod.
Yes. As well as the people around us, like-minded, trying to learn about communities. Yeah, another important part that Ming Jie spoke about also, field trips. So in CAPT, we don't just learn within the classrooms. Our professors bring us around to different places in Singapore to learn about the communities there, as well as STEER, which is the overseas learning portion of that. Yeah.
At this point, right, we talk about UTCP, and let's get Dr. To elaborate what UTCP is about.
So for CAPT, we have this UTCP program where students undergo. So essentially, it's an alternative pathway to the general elective pillars that we have here in the university. So these general electives are basically form part of the requirement for your graduation. So in a sense, as we go through the seminars as well as the idea and exposition modules, students will be able to use that to fulfill part of their GE requirements. So in a way, it's basically get very much in line with what the broader university has planned for us.
Yeah, so nothing extra that, prospective students have to take, right? Yeah, so that's...
Yeah, in addition to the field trips, I was just wondering, where else does the college learning experience bring you to? Adrian, I understand that you went overseas to the college?
Yes, and in fact, so about the field trip. Okay, so firstly, because in nursing, so as a nursing student, I don't take as many modules as my other friends. This is a special track, Then, but I'm privileged to have the opportunity to learn overseas through STEER programs.
Which one do you go for?
We went to STEER Myanmar. Yes, so field trips not only local, but also we went abroad. Yeah, so it was great because I think one of the memorable thing, or like one thing that struck me about this learning journey was that it was very student driven. Yeah, we really took charge of our own learning, and even before the trip itself, we had to do our own research out of our own interests also, to learn more about Myanmar, the tourism, the culture. Yeah, and it's great how like the profs put so much trust in us to lead our own learning. Yeah, and I remember one time we even, adding on to what Dr. To said about, learning with your friends and that social bond, we even invited one of our friend in CAPT. He's from Myanmar. So we invited him to teach us how like some basic Burmese language so that we could use in Myanmar. So
Mingalaba, right?
Yes, Mingalaba. Yes, my favorite phrase.
So actually, sorry.
I was just wondering, Dr. To, you had an experience to share as well?
Yes, so I actually brought today this
what's that?
So this is an African drum. This is the miniature version that I bought for my daughters while traveling overseas. So this was in still Botswana 2018, right? So I think the very interesting thing about the trip, right, was the culture that everybody get immersed in. So this is probably a symbol of what we experienced. So when we went there, right, Singaporeans would think, oh, you want music, go singing, go pub, clubs and all that. But in Africa, right, in various countries, not just in Botswana itself, this is a live, it's a daily life of them. Wherever you go, different countries, they'll sing and dance to this, and the families will gather together. So that was really eye-opening. So this particular drum that we have, this is really what I wanted to bring as a memory from Botswana itself. I really hope to go back again.
Right, me too. So actually, Ming Jie and I, right? We were supposed to go on a STEER Botswana trip because COVID was cancelled. And STEER actually stands for Student Trips for Engagement and Enrichment. So for Dr. To, there are actually other STEER trips happening within NUS. So what is so different about the STEERs that we have over here in CAPT?
So I think there are two distinguishing features, right? The first one is, like Pei Chen mentioned, we actually give a lot of ownership to students. So basically, they do the day-to-day planning, they do the logistics, they liaise with the accommodations, plan the flights. So what we do as staff will basically provide the context and guide them along the way. But really, a lot of the management is done by the students. So they really take up that particular part of ownership. And the second part is the pre-trip seminar. So like the introduction by the CAPT student speaking Burmese, that's one example. Of course, we basically want students to get exposed to the culture so that when they go into the country itself, they don't go in cold, but they already have some knowledge. So the idea here is, from this knowledge, how do we then build up deeper to have a better understanding of the culture of the country?
Yeah, I think you mentioned about pre-trip seminars. Yeah, so even though we didn't manage to go on STEER Botswana, we actually attended those pre-trip seminars. Learning about the African region, which many of us might overlook. Previously we might have thought that the region might be homogeneous. It might be the same across the whole entire region. But no, I think when we really look into the lives and the stories and the history of that particular place, Botswana, there's so much that we learn from that. Yeah, so I think so any for Pei Juan, yourself, for STEER, the STEER that you've been on, right? Is there any interesting experiences that you want to share with prospective students watching this live stream?
interesting aspects of the learning.
Yeah, or any experiences or moments that you've had?
There are many, many funny moments, and like, okay, so those are the challenges, the unexpected, unforeseen circumstances that we face. So when I said like it was really student driven, it was really, really like we had to take charge of accommodations and finding our own context for the community out there and organizations that we want to speak to and learn with. Yeah, so those were the challenges that we had to overcome together as a team. Yeah, and because captains come from different various like faculties, so we pull in our different like expertise to help each other solve like problems as well. Yeah, and yeah, there are very funny moments like I'm not sure if this is safe to say, but
Go for it.
but like I remember clearly how like we had to get off the train while traveling to from one destination to the other, and then one of our friend was still like asleep, so we had to wake him up while the train was like slowly departing. Then he had to jump off.
He jumped off?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And okay, that was one memorable like experience which we like brought back, and then like we still laugh about it, and then like still talk about it. Yeah. And not just funny moments, but also the learning we bring back to Singapore, and we continue our discussion. Yeah, and we try to bring relevance to what we see, observe in Singapore as well. Yeah, like tourism, like how Myanmar sustain tourism there. We also bring back the idea to Singapore, like, and discuss how actually maybe we can adapt, or how similar we are, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, so we talk about the learning that takes place overseas. We also do have in-class sessions, and Dr. To, how do you see students enjoying, or because our captains do come in, they come in, they have to take a couple of modules with us, and see we have so many alumni of your classes. What's so special about your classes, and what can they expect then?
So I think our classes, I wouldn't say just for my classes, but every classes that we have here in CAPT, there's a very strong element of community engagement, because we believe that you don't just learn from the books, you learn from the people around you. So basically we get students out, talk to people, and really listen to their stories and try to make sense of what's happening and challenge our own preconceptions. I think that is the part that students really learn very well.
Yeah, so I really love that. So we don't just learn from the books. Right? We do, but we also take the opportunity to go out and learn from people, listen to their stories, and maybe jump off a train to have an experience. I wouldn't have that. I don't know what else can you do. When a train starts, right? It doesn't just stop for any one person. It just goes on and on. I was just wondering at this stage. Let's hear from Ming Jie a little bit. We live here in our block. We have 600 spaces, 600 rooms for students here and there. How is it like taking modules with your neighbours? And are your neighbours of the same major as you? And how is it like?
I think that's the thing about taking modules in CAPT. You're taking modules with very different people. You're taking modules with people from different backgrounds. So I'm from science, correct? So then I'm taking modules with Faculty of Arts and Social Science students or business students. And I think then we have different perspectives. And during class, that's the interesting part, because during our discussion, then we have like flow of ideas, we have different ideas and we have different perspectives. And I think that's what makes the discussion meaningful. So I think taking modules with people around you are also very interesting, because it's so close. We are usually like late for class in that sense, whereby we leave like 2 minutes before the actual time, then we faster rush down. Then you notice that the whole lift is just filled with people who are taking the exact same module as you. Then you're like, oh shit, then you just run to class together. Yeah, but I think that's something that's fun. So it's a fun memory, and yeah, like what I mentioned, I think taking modules with people who share the same interests, and I think the fact that you're not just only studying together, you're doing like other committees together, other activities together. It makes the whole learning experience very different as well, whereby the whole idea of CE is woven into a lot of the different things in CAPT. I think something interesting for me is, so there was the trail to Jalan Kukoh, and I think, so we shared about, so the question came in whereby they asked us, how many people have been to the Jalan Kukoh trail? And then we realized that majority of people who actually has already been on the Jalan Kukoh trail. Then they asked us like, oh, so through what experience and like through what means lah. Then there were people who sharing about how they went in through CFAS, they went to the trail through ACE, or they went to the trail through community leadership or any other CAPT modules. I think that's something that's very interesting as well, whereby we don't just do things, we don't just go through these trails through academic programs. It's not just a learning journey. We do it through our C program, our ACE program, and I think that's that's something that's very interesting.
Thanks, Miss. I really think so, no, Andrea. We started off very nicely with the community engagement segment earlier, and you really can see that there's a really unifying thread that runs through the entire suite of college programs and all. And I was just thinking, because people are just saying, hey, could I join the college for the residential experience? We will sooner or later tell them, actually, give it a shot. For the academic experience here and there, I think from what I've heard, it's learning from your peers, learning from partners, and also learning from practitioners in the field, right? Be it in Myanmar, overseas, or be it locally, Botswana, and so on and so forth. And we've got this idea that you're learning together with friends, and I was really recalled, I reminded because we have classes in the day most of the time, and most of our CAPT modules happen in the evening. And I do recall, we study, we learn in class, then the last 20 minutes, it's always the stomach is gonna growl. Then after that, I nudge, hey, want to go for dinner after this? And then the lovely thing about it, I'm not sure you've enjoyed such experiences, we get to adjourn to the dining hall after class. The conversation can carry on, albeit maybe sometimes with ice cream here and there, and sometimes our fellows join us for dinner as well. And I think that learning doesn't just take place in the classroom, the places where the partners happen, but also organically around the corridors and common spaces in our college. So for our prospective students that are coming in, prospective captains, we're just wondering, do you have anything to say for those people who still are on the fence and contemplating this journey? Anything?
Actually, I think adding on to what Donovan said, it's really learning not just academically also, not entirely, but I think our professors are very good in the sense that they teach us in classroom and in dining hall and all that. They are also our mentors in life. They throw you questions that make you challenge your assumptions, make you think, and I think these are the message and lessons that you bring forward in life longer also. That stays with you lah. And that's one thing that I really appreciate staying here in CAPT.
So for me, I think for students who are still considering, if you're looking for a home away from home, if you are looking at learning from people and meeting and engaging different communities, I think then CAPT is probably the place for you. Right?
Wow, that's it.
I think for me, CAPT is place, the learning it really goes beyond the classroom. I think we don't just get to learn here, we get to practice our learning here as well. I think something interesting was that, so we have one of the housekeeping team members who weren't really taking his medications. So I think he has some queries about his medications. And I think because me and Patron are both from nursing and pharmacy, so he approached, he was talking to Patron about it. Then I think, so ended up I was somehow included in the conversation. Then we were talking about it. And then we spent the next few days talking to him about his medications. We take a look at his medications. And I think essentially we tried to convince him to take. I think eventually he did talk to his doctor and he changed his medication. I think now he's compliant with his medications. So I think that's something that's very interesting. And it was a very good and heartwarming experience for me and Patron, I think.
Isn't it just such a great opportunity? We learn, we practice here and there. We have to wrap up this segment, and I would just like to say, thank you so much, Dr. To, Patron, Ming Jie, to really share about your experiences, your learning journey, your heart with our prospective freshmen that are coming in. They're going to come into a very unique environment over here in the college, and I'm quite sure that we talk about the unifying thread of community engagement, active citizenship, being very much imbued into the college's programs. At this stage, even as we bid farewell to our three speakers today, we come up for Andrea's favorite segment. What is your favorite segment?
The lucky draw segment.
Exactly, the lucky draw segment.
Okay, so everybody loves lucky draw.
Yes.
Sorry?
Everybody loves lucky draw.
Everybody loves lucky draw. But you see, we are not going to be getting the mini kits, by
so
the way.
sad.
Can we also participate? Can we also participate?
We move on lucky draw. We will give you all a chance, right? But the link is tinyurl.com/CAPT-lucky-draw-2021. So that's about the lucky draw segment. We have, I've just been told by our team behind the scenes that the lucky draw box is ready and we are able to start drawing from there. Okay?
Exciting.
So thanks so much again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So I have something
Yeah.
from
I think just as you know, Dawn is getting the lucky draw box ready. We just want to say that the time is short. But do check out our CAPT website, cap.nes.edu.sg, if you want to find out any more about our curriculum here over in CAPT. Yeah. So actually, my favorite segment of the day.
Wow.
The lucky draw.
Mhm.
Okay, so so sadly, I can't participate in the lucky draw, and we do have attractive prizes, right, for this round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so for the third to fifth prize, we have the CAPT tumbler, and for the second prize, and also one of my favorite, is the mini fridge. Yeah, so staying here in CAPT, I'm in third year student now. Yes, I've been always wanting to have a fridge in my room, but I've never had the chance.
It won't be
to.
for you.
Yeah.
Maybe the one who win it can share.
Yeah,
with
can
you.
share with me
Okay,
when you
it'll
come
be
into
fun.
CAPT next year.
Okay, so we've got a box
Okay.
full of names here. Look to your left.
Okay.
Stretch out your arm. Here we go. Come. So with the fifth prize, which is the CAPT tumbler, let's see who gets it. So Andrea, who is it that?
Ooh, okay, so this lucky winner over here, you are winning the fifth prize, which is CAPT tumbler, and you are Rui Heng.
Ray
Heng.
Heng. Congratulations,
yes,
Ray Heng.
congratulations.
Right, you win the CAPT tumbler. So let's pass that to me. Okay. Right, next one. Let's go.
Okay, the fourth prize, you're also winning a CAPT tumbler. Okay, and we have Ling Yuan.
Lin Yuan. Congratulations. So another CAPT tumbler. So this is the fourth prize.
Yes.
Now the third prize, also a CAPT tumbler.
CAPT tumbler.
Who will be just give a big sign.
Okay, the third winner, we have Xian Ying.
Xian Yin. Congratulations. Thanks for participating in our lucky draw.
Okay, yeah, so the next one is the mini fridge, right? Yeah. So sadly, I won't be able to get it. Yeah. So, who is this lucky winner going to be?
Okay, let's give it a shot. Quite a few more. Let's go.
Okay, I kind of don't want to pick it out because, You
want to pick yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no, you don't have a choice.
Okay. Drums rolls. Oh, okay. So we have a winner here. So Datri. Congratulations.
Datri, thanks for participating.
Yes.
You won yourself a mini fridge.
Yeah.
Share it with Andrea if you do come to the college again. Okay, and the last one,
The
we
first
still have
prize.
many more, so who will be the lucky one winning
so
the Logitech
yeah.
keyboard?
Yeah,
Let's
so
go for
actually,
it.
Don, you've been using the Logitech keyboard, right? So how has your experience been?
I mean, this Logitech keyboard, I'm not here to sell the Logitech keyboard, but it has allowed me to, use multiple devices at the same time. So I really enjoyed it, and I think, you who win it, you can use your multiple devices with it as well.
Yeah,
it's very useful for me.
so over here, the Logitech keyboard we have is an off-white Logitech keyboard.
Off-white, that's the color?
Yeah, off-white,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so...
Here you go, last one, look to the left, let's go.
Okay, this lucky winner over here, I have it in my hand. Okay, so the lucky winner here is Ming Feng.
Ming Feng. Congratulations, Ming Feng, for winning the Logitech keyboard. Let's put all this back in, right?
Yeah, and actually for those of you who, did not, get the prize this round, those of you who have previously registered in the lucky draw, you will be considered for the second round as well, towards the end of our live stream.
Right.
Yeah, so in the second round, we do have different prizes, slightly different prizes. So for the third to fifth prize, we still have the CAPT tumbler. And then what do we have for the top three prizes? top two prizes.
Top two prizes. We still have the mini fridge. Again, you won't have a chance. Not you.
Yeah.
Okay, the mini fridge will be the second prize, and the first prize would be the JBL Clip 4 speaker.
Oh, wow.
Right. So what? There's a fly.
Yeah, there's a fly.
It's okay. So maybe even the fly is interested in the college.
Yeah.
Okay. But not in our rooms, yeah? Okay. So here and there. So let me pass this back to the team.
Yeah, so thank you so much
Thank
to
you.
the team behind this. We have a great team out there, trying to, manage the live stream. Yeah, and also any questions that you might have, please feel free to put it down in the live chat. And our team behind this open house, they will actually, prompt us some questions that you might have. Yeah.
For those that are, win the lucky draw, congratulations. But those who are also interested to find out a little bit more about our college, we also have our CAPT brochures, some of our mask holders as well that we have with us, and some stickers that we want to give to you. There's another link that you can find inside the YouTube description box.
Right.
And what is that you're holding?
Yeah, so, in the gift pack as well that we'll be giving out, we do have, notes from current captains.
Notes for captain.
Sharing about, their experiences in CAPT. And so over here, this note reads, CAPT is an experience of a lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, and I believe that, for each of these cards, they are very unique, written by different captains, and, what CAPT means to them. Very different experiences that we have over here.
Do sign up for it. I think, a lot more information can be found here. Let's take a time to also share a little bit about our social media.
Right.
So we can find us on Instagram at CAPTNUS or CAPTNUS, or on our website at capt.nus.edu.sg.
Yeah.
So there's a second round of lucky draw, right? Watch for it at the tail end. And we have our next segment coming up real soon, which is about residential life.
Yeah.
Right? Just, but before we go into the residential life, right, I think we have something prepared for our viewers as well at this point of time. There's a performance, I believe.
Yes.
Right?
So we have previously mentioned, due to COVID, we sadly can't have live performances, put out by our students here. But we do have, quite a few recorded performances for you, brought together by our students over here. So next up, we do have a performance by Guitar Pella. So Don, can you explain to people watching this live stream, what does Guitar Pella stand for?
Yeah, Guitar Pella. So Guitar Pella is a composite word that brings together guitar and the word a cappella. So they do it, using their voices and a very simple instrument, a guitar. And they try to piece together melodies of different songs as well. So actually, I don't think we should be introducing it. Let the video, let the performance speak for itself.
Yeah,
right?
So sit back and enjoy this performance by Guitar Pella.
Don't you tell me that it wasn't meant to be. Call it quits, call it destiny. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try. We had a good thing going lately. Might not have always been a fairy tale, but you know and I know that day ain't real. I'll take the truth over the story. You might have tried my patience lately, but I'm not about to let us fail. I'll be the wind picking up your sail. But won't you do something for me? Don't you tell me it wasn't meant to be. Call it quits, call it destiny. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Coming and going, inside out, back to front, all tangled and messy. That's how we've been and will always be. And that's alright with me. Don't you tell me it wasn't meant to be. Call it quits, call it destiny. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Try, try. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Try, try. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
Welcome back. I think we hope you enjoyed that performance by Guitar Pella. I was, listening as well, and really loved the melody that they created and concocted up. So today we have been through very quickly, the segments that we have, which is on community engagement, the academic segment, Then after this, we have the residential life and student life segment. But at this point in time, we have just a short intermission, but we also bring in a very, very special guest, someone very close to my heart, right? He is Ryan. So Ryan is also the president, the elected president of the 9th College Students Committee, or CSC. And Ryan, thank you for joining us today. Can you share a little bit more about yourself and what do you do here in the college?
So hi everyone, so my name is Ryan, or also known as Farouk. So basically, I'm actually the student body president for CAPT. So essentially what I do is that I actually oversee all student committees in CAPT. What else? Oversee all student committees in CAPT. I work with the fellows, I work with professors as well as students. So it's actually basically what I do is that it's just to make sure that the interest of the student body is actually being cared for, and to make sure that we know what they want and how we can deliver it to them. Yeah, so essentially that's what I do lah.
Yeah. So we've talked about community engagement and academic side, could you share a little bit more, because we kind of want to foreground a little bit of the later segment too, right? So in the student life segment that's going to come up later on, our last but not least segment, right? Can you share a bit more about what they could expect in terms of committees and things that they can do when they come into the college?
Oh, I think that there's really a lot of committees. If I have to describe one of that, I think we don't have a lot of time. But basically, we have a lot of committees from sports committees. We have the clubs and societies committees, which looks after the arts and culture scene. You also have the community engagement committees like ACE committees, social innovation committees. So there's really a lot of things that you can experience here. So when you come to CAPT, you actually made out of your own experience. So whatever you want to do, it's just, you can do it. Yeah. So basically in CAPT, it is just a platform for you to just experience whatever you want to experience. I think that's the greatest thing about CAPT. As in, there's so many experiences, so many things that you can do here in CAPT. So it's really up to you how you want to chart your own journey.
Right. So I think like what Ryan has said, before during our CE segment and as well as our academic segment, there's just so many opportunities out there, for captains to expose themselves to, try something new. Yeah. So like what Ryan rightly said, put it out. Student life over here, as much as there are so many common activities that bind us together. Each of our student lives is so very defined by our own choices and interests. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, so for captains that are kind of considering possibly still on the fence of whether they should apply here, what would you like to say to them?
I think personally for me, the reason why I chose to stay in CAPT was because there was so much opportunities. And to be honest, to those of you who are still considering whether to join CAPT, I think you just remember that when you come to university, it's actually the last lap of your entire student life. This is the last time you're going to be a student. And it's the last time they're going to take, try different things. So when I thought about it, I was like, okay, I really want to stay in CAPT. Doing that, there's community engagement, and there's a lot of opportunities for you to grow and develop. I think that's very, very important for me. And I think I want to make use of these 3 years in university to just accomplish what I want, to grow and develop myself. Yeah. So for those of you out there, please consider CAPT, that's right.
Yeah, so I think, you really, it's sharing about those experiences and opportunities. So for yourself, right, are there any personal experience that really stood out for you in your past, 2 years in CAPT? Any memorable moments that you shared with people around you here in CAPT?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's beyond my role as CSC president or student body president. I think the most important part about being in CAPT is actually the people around you. It's about meeting the people, like your neighbors, the people for my house in Dragon. Hi, Dragon. Okay, so yeah, the people in Dragon, and just everyone in the college, like even professors and fellows, even the CAPT staff. So I think it's the people that actually make out your experience. It is not through formalized events, but it's the day-to-day conversations that you have with each other. And it's just great to know that there are people supporting you that you can talk to about problems, issues, or just play together with.
You also advise the team for the freshman orientation camp that's coming in. For the prospective captains or incoming freshmen to NUS, if you do sign up for CAPT and you get in, right, what can they be expecting for CAPT's version of freshman orientation camp?
Okay, even though we're having COVID-19, right, but it's still okay, as in we're still going to have 1 day of physical events, as well as there'll be some virtual events as well, which is equally as exciting. So they can also expect fun and games as usual, meeting new people. I think that's the most important part. And we also will give you a short exposure about what community engagement is about. So this is through CE Day. Yeah, so you get to meet different partners that CAPT has been working with.
Over a whole day?
Yes, it's about a whole day event, correct.
see.
Yeah, so this is just some things that you can expect. But the most important part is you get to meet new people. You get to meet people that will be staying with you for the next 2 years at least or more. Yeah, so I think that's the best part.
Yeah.
Just meeting people. Yeah.
I think, so, coming in, meeting, we have 600 students staying over here, but, we are, split up into 5 different houses over here. So we do have, and, Don and Ryan, they are from Dragon. Yeah, so, when you first come into CAPT, you will be meeting people who are in your house, in your neighborhoods. Yeah, and something that Ryan mentioned is very unique about the FOC, the Freshman Orientation Camp here we have in CAPT, is the CE Day element of that, where you'll be first exposed, to the idea of community engagement. Yeah, and of course, then doing it together with the new people that you have just met. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, wow. I think, it was really a good chat with you at this point in time. We got a broad swath of, not just learning, community engagement, but together the committees that they're in, that people can participate in. Right, maybe to kind of wrap up, I was just wondering, in this case, how do we support our captains here? In the sense that, student life is very challenging. They have to balance their academics and all. What does living in a college environment entail? Because some would say, you live with other people, they're always playing, then, what if I have no time to study?
Yeah, I think it's very important. We have, as in, the support actually comes from your own peers, the people around you, like what I mentioned. So it's not just like your friends, your students, but even professors. Like, we are always here. We are resident fellows who are around here in CAPT, and they'll always walk around. They can eat dinner with you, and they can just go to your lounges and everything. And I think it's great because, like, you can just share your problems, your issues, or like, what resources do you need? So I think we're always open to the idea of like having new initiatives, or even helping you out in other areas that you need help with, basically. So I think that's the most important part for me, because resources, or like you need mental wellness support. I think we are not exactly equipped, I would say, as students. Maybe we're not like psychiatrists or anything. But I think it's just that you need someone to talk to about it. Definitely, like, you have so many people to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, what echoing to what Ryan just shared, the community that we have here, we are there to support each other, and our fellows, our professors, some of them actually do stay on the same floor as us. So that's very unique and interesting about the residential college life, that you can have a meal with your prof, during breakfast or during dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So at this stage, right, since you talk about the professors, talk about learning with friends, right, you also are wondering what the living environment is like. And so actually you've been very nice. You've been sharing with us a lot of things that we can do, but we also have prepared a very nice video coming up. It's a video that kind of shows you the behind the scenes, actually, whatever that happens upstairs, in our 17 stories, right? The things, the facilities that we have, right? Facilities that kind of support our learning, our living, and as students here in the college, right? If not, I think you'll be sad to say that, you're a very busy person. We have to let you go, but also we also want to just nicely link into the video that we're going to watch. Right? Any last words from you?
No, just want to make sure that, just if you're thinking of joining CAPT, just remember that we have a lot of opportunities for you to grow, develop, experience, and learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, Ryan. Yeah. So I think the next video upcoming, we have a tour video that will showcase, the CAPT facilities, or the life that we have over here. So anytime that the video is ready,
let's watch the video.
Hello and welcome to CAPT. Curious to know more about the facilities in CAPT? Let's bring you around the place we call home. The CAPT building has 3 lifts serving all floors. In the lifts, various boards are put up by different CAPT committees as an interactive tool to educate captains. Also, posters can be found here to notify captains about the exciting events they may participate in. Captains may choose to stay in single rooms along the corridors. There are both air-conditioned and non-air-conditioned options for these rooms. Captains who choose to live in suite rooms will share a common space and toilet with 5 other captains. There are also both air-conditioned and non-air-conditioned room options for the suite. Need to wash your clothes? Each neighbourhood has a laundry room which consists of 2 washers and 2 dryers. Both washers and dryers accept electronic and coin payments. The pantry is where the water coolers, common fridge and microwave are. Captains may store their food in the fridge and cook their favourite meals here. The lounge is for captains to chill, hang out and play games. It can also be used for studying and eating supper together. TV, sofa, board games and card games are available too. The dining hall is where captains get to dine together with resident fellows and friends. The meal plan in the college includes breakfast and dinner for the entire week except for Saturday dinner and Sunday breakfast. There are 6 counters that include halal, vegetarian and non-vegetarian food options. The flying seat is the nexus of the CAPT community and is a general social space for us. Captains can relax on the comfortable sofas, watch movie, or borrow board games to pit your intellect against fellow captains. We also have a piano and a printing station. The MPSH is where most of the sports interest groups, IGs, such as badminton, volleyball and floorball hold their sessions. In the reading room, we can find study tables and a plethora of books. Captains may read here during their leisure time. The reading room is also dedicated to quiet studying. Modules offered in CAPT are usually held in one of the 6 SRs within the college. These SRs come fully equipped with audio-visual equipment and can also be used for student activities. SRs 1 and 2 are located on level 1 behind the MPSH, whereas SRs 3 to 6 are located at B1. The workshop TR1 has the equipment captains can use for cooking and baking. The black box TR2 includes the drums, a keyboard and a mixer for captains to jam together. The arena TR3 is an area where captains can take a break from studying. Some games we often play here are foosball and pool. Located beside the Office of Housing Services, OHS, the mailbox can be used to receive letters and small packages. Hope you've enjoyed the tour and we can't wait to see you in CAPT.
Yeah, so actually we hope you enjoyed the tour video that showcased the different facilities that we have in CAPT. So even though now it's COVID, right, and sadly, we can't have a live open house today. Yeah, so we really hope that video really gave you a glimpse of how the different places in CAPT and the different places that we had our experiences, in our life, our student life in CAPT. Yeah, so over here, actually at this juncture, we would like to inform the audience out there watching this live stream that our lucky draw is still going on. So just now we've had our first round of lucky draw, and we have our second round of lucky draw happening at around 1:40 p.m. right after our last segment of the day, which is the student life segment. So upcoming we have a residential life segment, but before. After that there will be a student life segment and then followed by our last round of the lucky draw. So Don, what's the link for people to register for the lucky draw?
So exactly for the lucky draw, you can go to tinyurl.com/CAPT or CAPT Lucky Draw 2021. In addition, we also have a gift pack that is made up of several of our college brochures, a note from our captain, a very cute mask holders, and a couple of house stickers that we would like to give you, to find out a little bit more about our college. We've been through, the academic component, we've been through the CE component, and I think a lot more will be covered in our brochure and on our website. So we also can be found on social media, on Instagram at CAPNUS or CAPTNUS, together with our website, college website at cap.nus.edu.sg.
Yeah, so in the upcoming round of lucky draw, we have attractive prizes like a mini fridge, as well as a JBL speaker.
You're always about the
mini fridge. I'm a supporter of mini fridge.
Okay, mini fridge.
Yeah, so a mini fridge and as well as a JBL speaker. Really be won by you guys.
Yes.
So do put your name down in the registration form to enter the lucky draw.
Yep. At this stage, let's segue into our next segment. Our next segment is the residential life segment, and we have very interesting panelists with us today. Our speakers are here with us. Andrea, would you like to introduce who we have today?
So today we are very happy to have with us, Associate Professor Prof. Siao. He's the Director for Residential Life here and also a Resident Fellow of the House of Tupa.
Yep. Hi, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Dr. Siao. Yes, although Andrea introduced me as Prof. Siao, but most of the students know me as Dr. Siao. It doesn't really matter. Okay. I have been here living at CAPT since 2015, and yes, I've been enjoying every moment here. I teach bioethics here, so I do teach. I don't only live here. I do teach bioethics and also general biology at Faculty of Science, right? So it's really great to have you here, and we hope to be able to share more with you as we go along.
Yeah, so thank you, Prof. Xiao. So, Dr. Xiao, so in this segment, actually, we hope to hear more about, your experiences teaching and also learning alongside with students here over at CAPT. Yeah, so over here, we also have Alicia and Bingson. So they are respective, resident assistant from ROC and Garuda. So would you like to, share a bit more about yourself, more about your role as an RA, perhaps?
Okay, so hi everyone. So I'm Alicia. I'm a year 4 life science student, so same faculty as Prof. Xiao actually. I'm the resident assistant on level 3, which is also the House of Rock. Yeah, which is the shirt that I'm wearing. Yeah, very blue today. Yeah.
So Bingson, yourself? Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Bingson. I'm also a resident assistant. I'm the resident assistant for level 11 Garuda Yellow House as well. So basically, my job here is really to make residents more comfortable and help to ease them into their living environment. So that's mostly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, so I think, you mentioned something about, easing people into CAPT. And yeah, as a RA, right, they also remind us about, when it's 11 p.m., right, it's quiet hours, So yeah, to inform people that, hey, yes, quiet hours, please lower down the volume. But other than that, I think it's really about the kind of community and the kind of like experience that they bring to captains coming in to the respective houses. Yeah, so as an RA perhaps can you tell us a bit more about what freshmen can expect when they first step into the college or when they first step into the respective houses that you are in?
I think for me, right, in Garuda we are really very welcoming and we're very warm. So what they can really expect is that they will be really well taken care of. The professors, our RF, Dr. Misty, and the incoming RAs as well. Yep. They will really take care of the residents. If you have any difficulties, feel free to reach out to your neighbors. All these people are really very helpful. And that's generally the spirit in CAPT. We are very, we help each other and we really build on each other.
Yeah. It's about being welcome, right? Really. So how were you welcome in, Alicia?
Okay, so when I first came in on the first day of freshman orientation camp, and then I came in, I was like way earlier than the reporting time. So when I arrived, like my seniors from ROC, they weren't present yet because I was really very early. Yeah, so but the good thing was like before I had even time to worry, like seniors from other houses came to find me because they saw this lost child over there. So they were like, so which house are you from? And then they just brought me where I was supposed to go. So it just really told me that the community here is very ready to give help. As long as they see someone in need, they just step forward. Yeah.
So we've heard from Alicia and so Prof. Xiao,
So yes, together with the RAs, the RF, the resident fellows, we are all part of this team called the Residential Life Team. And our role or our job is to make sure that the environment here is safe, you feel welcome, you feel accepted as part of the CAPT community. And I still remember, we actually put in a lot of effort to try and make sure not just the hardware, as in HEART, right, but also the hardware. The hardware meaning the facilities and so on. We want to make sure that they are in good working order. And I'm sure also the RAs can tell you of the many times they have had to look into some of these things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So actually as RAs, right, some of the initial things that we keep getting in the first few days of moving in are requests such as people not knowing how to use the lock on their doors. They might lose their matriculation card. They might even not be sure how to report defects. So we are really here to just help them with things. And of course, as it moves along, we organize activities to make them feel more welcome. Some of these activities are more official. Some of these are just impromptu activities, such as late night supper and maybe game sessions, board game sessions at night. Yeah. So these are some of the more memorable things that I really find in CAPT.
Yeah, these are really elements of communal living. Right? We have 600 here. And Professor, quickly, how many captains are there in one neighbourhood, roughly?
Well, one neighborhood will have about 120 in full capacity, although now during COVID, the pandemic is slightly reduced, but ideally we should have 120 residents per neighborhood. So you times that with 5 neighborhoods, that comes to 600 students, 600 residents living here on this block. And I really enjoy the time because this is one example or one occasion for me to feel young, right? To be able to mix with all the young people. You can see all the gray hair here, right? But the opportunity to talk to the students, the opportunity to actually eat with the students, dine with the students, right? The opportunity to play, to joke, and to also share my life stories with them is really wonderful.
Yeah. So I think the idea about staying in the residential college where our resident fellows actually stay on our floor, and the kind of like meals that we have with them, and conversations, interactions, and even Prof. Xiao, participating in Tupa House events, for instance, these are really
making him feel young.
Yes.
And talk about young and making a joke, if I may just cut in here. So Prof. Xiao is one I really, really respect because every time there's a fire drill, which floor are you on?
Oh yes, so you can see, right, I'm wearing the black t-shirt, and that is the color for the Tulpa neighborhood or the Tulpa house, right? We interchange the word neighborhood and house. And as the fire coordinator, when the fire alarm goes off, guess what happens? The lifts will all move down to level 1, and from level 17, I have to go down the staircase, 17 floors, that is minus the B1, B1, and then to move on to go to the fire control room to see what's happening. And if I don't do it within 5 minutes,
they will trigger
it will trigger SCDF, and that will be a big problem.
And that happens anytime, even at 3 a.m.
Oh yes, of course. Once it was 3-4 a.m. in the morning and it was raining heavily. Can you imagine that? But that, like I say, it keeps me young. Of course, 3-4 a.m. I have to be extra careful when I'm going down the staircase.
Actually, from these fire drill experiences, you can also tell that the RAs are really very active. Whenever there is a fire alarm, immediately all of us will jump out of our beds and then we'll start knocking. We'll start figuring out where the cause of the alarm is, like possible causes, such as pantry, for example, so fire hazards. And then we'll even wake residents up if we think it's urgent.
So just we want to clarify here, right? We have fire drills. So sometimes there's no actual fire, but it's just to stimulate that kind of environment where the alertness that we have in the college to ensure that safety of students here over here in CAPT. And I think we are currently living in the pandemic time, so we have shared about CE and academics and all that. There's just a lot of opportunities and activities that happen in CAPT, but because of the pandemic, how have our activities been affected, or how has it not been affected? Probably you guys can share a bit more about to prospective students out there.
Okay, so the measures that we have in place is to restrict the number of people we have in certain spaces. But I think that aside, it really doesn't affect the culture of CAPT, and people still manage to have fun together. We just in smaller groups with social distancing measures in place. And I think it makes the person-to-person interaction much closer and much easier because it's a smaller group also.
So the very fact that you see all of us still wearing masks, right, during this live stream shows that yes, safety is a priority for us.
Indeed, it's the case. If I could just nudge it towards communal living, some of us may be just like, I'm not too certain about living communally. And you talk about 120 living in a house. We talk about sharing just one fridge per neighborhood. How is it like, and how have you settled in? Let's maybe share a little bit with our prospective captains about how is it like when they first step into the college. What shall they be expecting? And what's so special about shifting into CAPT in particular? Yeah.
So basically, when I first moved into CAPT, it was my RA that was helping me move in. So I still remember his name, Ihao. So he was really very enthusiastic. So he helped me shift everything up. There were trolleys placed there. And then there were instructions that are constantly bumped in the house chat, our Telegram chats. So there were very detailed instructions on what are the things that you can look out for, the facilities around. And then at the same time, you see that captains are already helping one another. Yeah. So the seniors are really out in full force to just help the residents move in.
Yeah.
So some of the seniors actually specifically moved in earlier. To do that. Yeah.
Really
So
guessing.
that's one of these aspects that we really see.
I'm really guessing there's a really strong sense of community here. You know, Ellie, why not share with us a little bit more about what is it like living with friends? Because they see you at your most prim and proper, and also just when you're about to, brush your teeth
in the
and just like,
toilet.
oh my gosh, yeah, how is it like?
So, like you said, I think living with friends and living with a community, it just means that there's a huge community taking care of a space together, and we really see ourselves at our worst and our best. When we are like going for class, then we like sometimes you see people dressed up, going out for dinner, and then you see people about to sleep, going to brush their teeth with the towel and the laundry. Yeah, so, but that aside, we see a lot of different sides of each other, which also means that we get to form closer bonds and form lifelong friendships also.
Yeah, so it's really, really very interesting, right? Where else can you find your professor, right? Dressed in a t-shirt, shorts, and then wearing slippers. And I can tell you, there are times when students ask me, "Oh, Dr. Xiao, you have class?" I say, "How do you know?" "But because you're so well dressed, that's not the usual way you dress up." So it's really very good. And you know that in a sense, we are all like watching out for each other. We care for each other. And the other plus point that probably, the RAs will not be able to tell you is that as the RF, I've also had opportunities to get to know the parents of the students who are living here. Sometimes they drop them off. Last time, they could actually come and have dinner, and I get to know their parents, and we can share interests also with the parents as well. So it's really a very warm, wonderful, and a close community.
And actually, I can really vouch for that because because over the 4 years of my life in CAPT, there have been many activities that I participated in, and in some of the activities, sometimes as a wrap-up or as a conclusive event, we will be invited to the professor's house as a team to have ice cream parties, to maybe just have sing and dance and things like that. Yeah, it's really just a sharing session, get together, and we still get called back from time to time. Yeah. So it's really heartwarming to see the profs looking out for us.
Yeah, I think it was really quite nice. You talk about going to the prof's house, right? What is it like living outside the resident fellows room? I remember you were outside. How was it?
Well, in my case, right? Back then it was Dr. Tan living next to me, and I get to see his entire family. So because I left my door ajar when I was studying, every time they walk past, I would say hi to them. I would chit chat with them. So
and they'll make sure you keep studying and not get distracted. Why not studying? No.
Yeah, as in the profs are just really they're very chill around us. They although they can be serious in lectures in classes because they are carrying out content, but you can also see really the fun side of them. So this is something that you really do not get to experience when you're just staying at home. Yeah.
So really the college experience or the residential experience.
Yeah, and even having your professors staying on your level, because I stay on the level 5, and I have Prof. Ruben staying over here with his entire family, and he has young children, and they're always running sometimes across my door, and they'll say hi, Andrea. That kind of like bubbly and childlike kind of.
We get to know not just the professors, but their family as well, and most of the time they join us for dinners and all. And so it's really cool for me to see today's segment running through. We not just see our lecturers and professors in class, We see them with their family at the meals. We play games and sport with us. I do remember Dr. Tan always joining us for captain's ball. And he's not the one just at the catching position. He's the one running around. And I think that's the sweet part about living in the college environment. I think if we, just want to nudge it a little bit more, right, there are a lot of prospective freshmen on our YouTube live stream. And thank you for putting in your questions thus far. But let's nudge it this way and say, what if I'm still on the fence? What if, I'm still considering, should I apply for an on-campus experience, one? And next, why should I apply for CAPT? Would you like to just share a little bit more on what really, should make the decision firm that they should apply for CAPT?
I think my question would be, why are you still waiting? Basically, CAPT is one of the last few places before you start work that you will make truly lifelong friends. This is one of the places I've really enjoyed the best in my life so far.
Yeah. Ellie, how about you?
Yeah, just come. Get off the fence, come into CAPT.
Yeah,
because if you want to try something new in uni, this is really the place to be. Yeah, so don't hesitate and just join. Yeah.
Yes, don't wait anymore, right? Just come and get to know not just the RAs, but the RFs and their families, right? See you.
Yeah, just a quick one over here, right? In addition to living in the college, of course, there are costs incurred, or there's costs involved in it. But very, very importantly also, we have a range of financial assistance and financial aid packages that you can come in to defray the cost of living. So I think here, living in a college, we also have a range of people that will come and help you, with the grants and all. So when we talk about the trips earlier, like steer trips, we talk about overseas service learning, we talk about living in the residential experience, I think, we have a whole suite of programs that not just tie in with the unifying thread of community engagement, but about communal living among friends, our professors, in an environment that is safe, fun, and really engaging.
Yeah.
Right, so, Andrew, before we move on from the residential, what else can our viewers look out for at this stage?
I think, personally, for the residential life, we can go on and on to describe our experience, but I think the best way is really to come here and experience it for yourself. And yeah, I think, the warmth and the kind of the culture of care that we have over here in CAPT, can't sometimes be described. Yeah, so that's really my own, kind of call to action to all of you out there, still waiting, wait no more and just sign yourself up for this experience that an abundance of opportunities and the people that you'll meet. Yeah.
I see. Here and there. If not, then Prof. Siao, Alicia, Vincent, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing about your experience and your journey in the college over these many, many years for you 2015, and especially running down 17 flights of stairs. Right. At this stage, right, as we bid them farewell, we also want to do a very quick reminder on our favorite segment, or rather Andrew's favorite segment, which is on the lucky draw.
Yes.
And so when is the lucky draw happening?
Okay, so the lucky draw is going to happen after our last segment, which is the student life segment. So it will happen around 1:40 p.m. Yeah, so from now till then, please register yourself for the lucky draw by filling in the form tinyurl.com CAPT lucky draw 2021. Yeah, and besides the lucky draw, we also have the gift pack. So the gift pack will have some CAPT brochures and as well as our very own unique CAPT mask holder
and stickers.
Yeah. And as well as a very heartfelt note written by our current captains, just telling you and sharing with you their CAPT experience here. Yeah. So before we segue into our next segment, which is the student life segment that will happen at 1:15 p.m. From now till then, we do have a dance performance coming up, as well as some a chit chat session with someone that is very much very special and very much into student life over here in CAPT. Yeah, so the upcoming performance is a dance performance put together by.
I see her off screen at the moment. She's smiling. She's waving. That's very nice. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you guys who it is, but we just like to link it a little bit to our physical open day. And physical open day, last time we used to do flash mobs, random dance and that, all in our college compound. And suddenly you walk in, hey, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then you just take a short, couple minutes to just enjoy the performance. But unfortunately, we are unable to do it today, right? But what we have done is this interesting performance coming up is something we call street dance. So they have go around all around Singapore, the Civic District, some car park somewhere in Buona Vista, as well as one at the Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. So, I shall not give too much about it, but enjoy the street dance performance that will be coming up in the next video.
All you marks swear you with the tough stuff. Till it's time to get bucked. A lot of talk, no news. See, that ain't how I was raised. Send packs, catch fades. Stay on the move or catch strays. Forever on the go. Money get low. It's bro, I ain't afraid of that. Cause if I made a meal one time, shit, it's no question I can make it back. That's on the game. Fire what up? Drunk laughing at the marks we cut. And how they out here politicking. But ain't nobody but they mama listening. That's on the game. It's hot out here. Seem like everybody getting shot out here. Ex-girl stalking my post. What you looking for? Shot out here? Get lost. They love my sauce. The way I say R. They love my talk. California reppin'. Lord's my weapon. Never count my money before I count my blessing. Just made a left on Western. Got a green chili from Ramona's though. See a Martin hater out my side eye. You think I ain't trippin', but I'm on him though. Turn Avenue with an attitude. In these magazines, fully magazine. Mind full of trees, I don't mess with lean. But I'm far from a preacher, boy, do your thing. It's hot out here. Girl, you thought we didn't know you was a bop out here? What? Giving boys tops at enough plots to have haters run up in my house out here? Ooh, better watch yourself. Better watch yourself.
Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. I can never get attached. When I start to feel I'm attached, somehow I was in a feeling bad. Baby, I am not your dad. It's not all you want from me. I just want your company. Girl, it's obvious, elephant in the room. We're part of it, don't act so confused. And you love starting it, now I'm in the mood. Now we arguing in my bedroom. We play games set me up. Only thing I need to know is if you ready now. I'm talking slick back, kick back, gang sipping 40s. You keep playing another day with your shorty. Mismatch fish, that was way before you know me. Got a lot of love, but you better save it for me. We play games of love to avoid the depression. We've been here before, and I won't be a victim. Why you always in the mood, messing around like I'm brand new? I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood, messing around like I'm brand new? I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view, yeah.
What a hip song it was, actually. I hope you really enjoyed the dance, the street dance that we have. Right, today we have a very wonderful guest, a very interesting guest together with us. And just now you were there waving, and giving us your encouragement. It really shows how our fellows really support all of us here. So today we have Sun Fen with us. Sun Fen is a very, very interesting person, and I really love to speak to. But just now I remember Pingsen, just now in our earlier segment, Pingsen shared a bit about going to resident fellows' house, to chit-chat, to eat. And I think for Sun Fen, you see, your name when we bring it around the college, and people always say, Sun Fen, oh, ice cream. Yes? So, could you just also introduce a bit of yourself? What do you do? And tell us, prospective captains and those around that are watching this live stream, what about ice cream? The story behind the ice cream.
Okay, thank you, Donovan. Hi, my name is Sun Fen. I'm a resident fellow in CAPT, and I've been here since the beginning of CAPT, and so I'm wearing today when CAPT was called Angsana College. So I'm very privileged to have been living here and working here, and I guess I'm the oldest resident in CAPT. And actually, I'm not a guest. I'm a resident of CAPT, and I'm a captain like you all. So ice cream, there's always ice cream stocked in my fridge, almost always, yeah. And I guess it's a special time. I mean, it's an easy way for me to invite captains over to chill, to chat, and get to know one another.
Do I need to qualify to go and eat ice cream at your place?
There's no need to qualify. As long as you like ice cream, you can come.
Yeah, I see. Sun Fen, we've also got a very interesting book that we have written here in the college in 2017. And this book is titled Captivated, which is kind of play on our, the name CAPT, right? So Captivated, encounters that challenge, nurture, and inspire. I was really browsing through and reading some of the stories, and there was one that stood out to me, which was about finding identity. And if I may quote Mei Qi wrote this article, and she said, I felt different, like a tangerine in a basket of oranges. If you could share a little bit, because we just ended the residential life segment. It's about living with difference, people all around us. How is it like trying to fit in or settle down in the college? Because you have the long and broad view here in the college.
Yeah, I'm glad you have started reading this.
Yeah.
This is a very special book that was launched in our 5th year of CAPT, and I was privileged to be part of the editorial team, where we sort of collected stories from captains in their different encounters and experiences in CAPT. And being a tangerine in a basket of oranges, right? So that was quite an interesting, I remember that article very well. Because sometimes from the outside, you look at someone, you think they look alike, right? But actually, although we are alike in many ways, but we're also unique individuals. So that's something I like and enjoy about being in CAPT, right? Every year, we welcome new batches of captains. And someone did ask me, you've been here for so long, are you ever tired of living in CAPT? I say no, because every new batch, I meet new, fresh young people with interesting thoughts and ventures and dreams, and I've always enjoyed my interactions with them. And when you get to know each one personally, you'll see that there are some things that are unique about each one of them.
Yeah. So actually, as the director for student life, so how has your experience been? Any memorable experiences that you have shared with captains over the years that you have been staying here?
Wow, like I said, right, I've been here for so long. It's quite hard to say there's one memorable experience. There are too many, but I must say, like as I think you've seen in the video, there are so many happy and special moments on a day-to-day basis. But there are also special moments, as you've heard earlier about different captains who've been on steer trips. So like being able to travel with them to remote places like Great Run of Kutch in India, or climbing mountains with other students, and also in Botswana, but also in the day-to-day life, like dining in the hall, as Prof. Siao has said earlier, and just bumping into people in the lift, and just seeing them, or at the garden or in the pantry. It's really very nice. They're all this happy, and also actually not just happy memories. We also have had challenging moments where I think where captains can share their struggles, and I also try to listen and also learn from them. So these are all a lot of memories of learning and with captains.
It really is so wonderful that you really get to see, and from your sharing, it's really the whole swath of experiences that we have here in the college. Because we're in the middle between residential life as well as the student life segment. But I'm just wondering, because student life is not easy. You shared with me personally before that you were once a student from NUS itself, and to balance the co-curricular and everything, it might be a little challenging. Can you share a little bit more about how do we support our residents here, our captains here in the college, and as in charge of student life, how do we ensure that they're well supported, well taken care of?
Oh, okay, yeah. Student life is very...
And especially even in mental health too, because we're looking at, a whole range of activities, but also a lot on our mental health as well.
Yeah, as you've heard earlier from all the other captains, right, student life or life in CAP is very much, is a very, very enriching experience. There are many opportunities for students to explore, to learn, to try new things, and it's okay to try and fail. So like you say, how to support, because there are a lot of fellow captains who will help you, whether they are your peers or your seniors, who will guide you along the way. And also our fellows are also here to guide captains as we go along. And in CAP, we have many student-initiated activities. In fact, everything you see here, almost everything, like all the student interest groups, even the CSE structure, all these are initiated by students. So I've been very privileged to see, all these ideas come to fruition. With some experiments that fail, but some experiments that flourish. Right?
Yeah, I think the idea, like people like Sun Fen really give that very motherly presence, the kind of care that our fellows over here give to the student, the support, the mentorship, the guidance, and even just having interaction, chit chats, checking in on students whether they are doing okay. I think that's very, very important, and that's what I personally felt also, during my interactions with Sun Fen, and how she's really genuine to and invested in the students over here. Yeah.
So since you've interacted with Sun Fen, can you vouch for the quality of the ice cream?
Yes! we just ate that day, right, at the house, so...
Yeah, I just want to say, I think I didn't address what you mentioned about mental health, right? So actually that's also another interesting initiative by students. It was a group of captains that felt that, although there are RFs, RAs that are here to help and support captains, but there are only so many of them. But how can we all help one another? So this group of students decided to start CAP support. And I'm very happy to see that this is a growing this initiative has become more and more established, and with each new year we get new captains coming in wanting to learn more about mental health and wanting to be better peer supporters. Yeah.
I think today you really shared a lot with us, about the kind of support that fellows give and the kind of interactions that you have with students. And due to time constraint, I think we have to move on to the next segment. But you come here, come to CAP, and you get to interact with people like Sun Fen who really invested and genuine about your growth and your learning over here in CAP. So actually upcoming, we have a video coming up. The next segment is on student life. So upcoming, we have a video on inter-neighbourhood games, where the 5 different houses come together, they bond, they and challenge each other in some ways in the different sports that's available here in CAP. So anytime the video is ready,
maybe before that, Sun Fen, we have some captains or prospective captains on our live stream. What is maybe one last thing that you want to share with them as they contemplate their decision?
Well, I guess if you just want a place to stay, then I'm not sure if you should consider coming. But if you want to come and learn and engage and grow, then consider coming to CAP. And if you want to know more stories, I encourage you to read the stories in Captivator. It's available in our website. There's a soft copy. And also, of course, talk to captains and come and visit us when you can. Right. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to chat with you all.
Thank you so much, Sun Fen.
Rightly so, we have to move on to the next video.
Yeah.
Right, so the next video is on the inter-neighbourhood games. Right, without further ado, let's watch the video.
Yeah, so that was a video on inter-neighbourhood games. Yeah, so in CAPT over here, we have 5 different neighbourhoods, and yeah, I believe the speakers coming up in this student life segment, right? They will tell you more about ING and a lot more other student activities that we have in CAPT. Yeah, so actually, just to move on, we have a very special and unique video upcoming. It's called the CAPT Affair video. So what this video, will showcase, right, is really the range of students' activities that we have here, and the fact that each of us, we take part in one or more activities, and we take on different roles and responsibilities, and the kind of different learning and fun that we have throughout these different activities. Yeah, so without further ado, I think we will just let you watch the CAPT Affair video, and after that, then we'll invite the 3 speakers that we have with us here for the student life segment. Yeah.
Hi guys, there's so many things you can do at CAPT. Let us show you around. You can make crafts and unwind.
Just hug it.
Background noise.
Plant a seed.
Unlock the CAPT to your potential.
Both us.
It's exams, we don't just build relations, we build a family.
SAC.
The community that cares.
Ellie, stop.
You'll tip you off the floor.
Discover yourself in your potential.
Guys, this. Okay, come on was great. Come along on this journey with us. Very good.
Yeah! We're here for you! Milton, teleport! We strum your heartstrings and make the birds sing.
What a great jam!
Hey guys, food! Oh! Follow me! Welcome to TR1. Making sweet moments one bag at a time.
Hi there, in gardening we grow more than just trees. Adding colors, creating hope.
Dancing is a good way for me to express myself.
Indeed, that was the CAPT Affair video that we took in 2018, showing a whole range of activities that we have in the college. So we are nicely transiting into the student life segment after talking about community engagement, about academic component, as well as the residential life. And interspersed, we have some of our fellow captains to come and share. So today we are also very privileged to have 3 speakers together with us and in this segment. And we have 3 speakers, Brendan, Yen Ang, and Daniel. So I'm going to get the speakers to introduce themselves a little. We start with Brendan. Brendan, I'll just do a bit of introduction. Brendan is the student leader. He's leading a student team, a committee, focusing on mental health. I think Sun Fen mentioned a little bit earlier. Hey, could you share a little bit more about yourself and roughly what you do?
All right, thank you for the introduction, Don and Andrea. So I am Brendan. I'm a year 2 captain. I'm currently studying computer science. Don did mention that for this year, I'm the student leader in charge of CAPT support. So what is CAPT support? CAPT support is a student committee within CAPT. We are a group of people passionate about raising awareness for mental health and mental wellness in our community, as well as certain mental illnesses. On top of that, we're also a group of students who are trained as peer supporters. So on top of the resident assistants, resident fellows, captains can feel free to reach out to CAPT supporters if they ever need someone to talk to or a listening ear. Yeah.
I see. Thanks for sharing, Brendan. So we focus a lot on our mental health and the care we provide for our students here. How about you, Yen Ang? So Yen Ang, as far as I know, you're the student leader, right? You call director of sports. So you lead a sports committee together, in the college. Could you share a little bit more about yourself and what the sports committee does?
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Yen Ang. I'm a year 2 student majoring in chemistry. As what Don mentioned, I'm the student leader of sports, and so what my committee does in CAPT over here is we promote a safe and inclusive environment for our friends to play sports together. And how we do so is by working closely with the sports head to ensure the smooth conduct of sports.
I see. All right, thanks for sharing that, Yen Ang. So, together with Yen Ang, working closely with Yen Ang in the College Students Committee, right, it's also the Director of Clubs and Societies. So another student leader we have here, Daniel. Daniel, could you share a little bit more about yourself and what does Club Socks, your short name, mean?
Sure, Don. So hi everyone, I'm Daniel. I'm a year 2 captain studying information systems. And like what Don mentioned, I'm the director of clubs and societies, or Club Socks for short, affectionately known as Club Socks.
And after Daniel, why not Yen Ang just chime in at this point? Okay?
Yeah, so I was just asking 3 speakers here because they're all year 2s. So we are just asking them, about their experience in their year 1 or like task 5, the 2 years in camp. How has their student life been? Yeah, so for Daniel.
Yeah, so picking up from where we left off, actually, the number one thing that stood out to me in my almost 2 years in CAPT is how vibrant and inclusive the community here is. So people are always looking out for each other, and I'm sure you've heard Brendan mention, people will always check in on how you're doing. If you're having a rough day, they'll even offer to tapao food for you, or even if you encounter them along the corridors, or they might just come to your room and check up on you, give you some snacks, make you feel a little bit better. And it's always very heartwarming to come back home to such a wonderful community.
I will agree with Daniel on that because I also have a personal experience regarding how friends check in on you, especially when you have a tough day back in school and you haven't come back for a long time. Then your friends sometimes just drop by your room after your long day. They'll ask you, how are you doing? Haven't been seeing you around. Are you doing fine? And sometimes they also like write letters and like welfare you with snacks, which is something I always feel very good after receiving them, because I know they are checking in on me. As for me, I guess for my year 1 experience wise, I would say it's the vast amount of opportunities given to me. There's a lot of different like clubs and societies like for me to join, different like type of sports for me to try also, and also the respective different committees to try out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is always about the feeling here that we feel in the
There's a
college.
strong sense of community.
Yeah, and the community, and with people around you, that warm fuzzy feeling that you get, getting, people asking whether you're like, are you okay? How are you doing after school? The kind of small chit chats that we have in here. And I think, Yan Ang, mentioned, and as well as Daniel, clubs and societies and sports. There's just a lot of opportunities here, the different kind of interest groups. So actually, what do you think, right? This variety of interest groups actually provide, prospective captains with, so if any of you would take the question.
Okay, so for club socks, right, actually I would go as far to say in CAPT, the interest groups provide you with an opportunity to explore whatever interest that you may have, even if you're not so good at it, even if you just have an interest, you haven't really had the experience to try out. For example, like if you're interested in cooking, but you haven't really touched a frying pan or like a knife, for example, CAPT provides that opportunity for you to have a safe space, to just go down with your friends, to try things out. There's very little barrier to entry in terms of the interest groups that we provide. And I think that is what sets CAPT apart in that sense. People come down and we are all learning together. We are all focused on having fun together and forging meaningful interactions with each other in our IGs.
Thanks for
I was thinking you guys all are student leaders here and there. And we've been through a component on academic, CE, as well as residential life. We talk about working together, not just as a student committee, but also with the fellows in charge, If I may nudge in this area, maybe Brendan, you could share. How is it working with the fellows here in the college?
Wow, okay. So I think Sun Fen was up with us earlier talking about it. The fellow that I think us in CAPT support have worked very closely with is Sun Fen. When we first started working together with her, I think, and it's quite silly to think back about it, we were so intimidated, just wondering about what it'd be like working with someone who's so qualified and, as part of the faculty in CAPT. But we learned that that's not the case. More than a committee advisor, Sun Fen has really been there to, look out for us and check in on us to make sure that we're coping not only in our work in CAPT, but also in school. So we've learned a lot, learning from the faculty in CAPT.
Talk about Sun Fen, really, she's down there just cheering us on all the time. So good about it. This is really the relationship you have. And Daniel, Yanang, how about you guys?
Well, I would actually like to agree with Brendan on that because recently I just had a presentation in front of the residential fellows, and it's comparable to presenting in front of a group of teachers, which is a extremely scary experience for me. However, when I walked into the room, actually they were also friendly that actually you can see their eyes smile, They are just supporting you on the eye smile. So from there it became more like a chit chat session with them, and I just feel like they are so empowering and they are just helping you on into whatever things that you want to work on in CAPT.
So what were you actually presenting to them about?
I was actually intending to start a climbing interest group in CAPT, and they were just going through the procedures with me.
What about Daniel, for yourself?
Yeah, so can I just start off by saying that Sun Fen's ice cream is really, really good. And that's the nature of how our working interactions are like with the profs. So the profs, I think as coming from maybe secondary school or JC, we always have this thought that maybe teachers are a little bit scary, but here in CAPT, that is not the case. The profs are very friendly, they are very welcoming, and they are very supportive, as all of us have mentioned. They really work with the students as well as the student leaders to just support initiatives. And in fact, all, if not most, of the initiatives in CAPT are student-led and are student-run. And the prof's role is really just there to advise us, to guide us in the correct direction, and to really, like what Yan Ang said, really empower us to just make the best use of our time here in CAPT.
Yeah, I think we have really spoken a lot about how our fellows have been very caring, approachable, and just being our mentors there, being the light there to guide us. I think we have spoken a lot about the opportunities that we have in CAP, right? There's so many things to do, like from sports, club and societies, even learning about mental health. So actually for prospective students out there, hey, how come, there's so many things that I can do? Can I juggle, between studies, of course, we're here to be educated on certain, disciplines and subjects. How has the experience been for you guys? Trying to juggle the academics portion and also, learning in the college as well as your student social life over here in CAP.
You mentioned that you started the climbing interest group. Must not have been easy, and I think you're an avid climber as well. So how do you balance this? And for our prospective captains, how is it done? If they do come to CAP, are they able to balance it well?
I think for most of us here, it's also our first time staying on campus and all, so it's like a new experience. So I actually had some problems trying to balance all this because it's my first experience, but slowly along the way I realized, because mainly I would just say it's because of the supportive friends I have. They are just there to guide me along, to cheer me on. And how I balance is just mainly, I guess, slowly work things out. And from there, I will somehow find my way through these things. Yeah,
I think it's the idea of not, being perfect that, I can do this, but believe in yourself and you actually go out and, do it. And on hindsight, you might, have learned something from that experience. Yeah, so, what about Daniel and Brendan? For you guys,
Okay, so maybe something Daniel can talk about later is how interest groups work. But for me, I can talk a bit about how student committees work. So student committees in CAP are these committees that you can join for or commit to for about 6 months to a year, and you can decide beforehand if it's something that you want to achieve here in CAP. That being said, I do think that like one Yanang mentioned, it can be quite overwhelming. All of us are first time staying on campus, and then wanting to get as involved as possible. And I think Daniel will share later about IGs. But the helpful thing is that at the end of the day, we are all students. We're all surrounded by a community who understands that we can be overwhelmed at times. And I think that really helps because then we look out for one another. So I find myself checking in on my friends, and my friends check in on me as well. And that way we can move forward together as a community.
Yeah, and just picking up where Brendan left off, in terms of the IGs, I think I speak on behalf of Yan Ang as well. For both the Club Socks IGs as well as the Sports IGs, the interest level and the commitment level is really up to you. There are very little barriers to entries for these IGs as well as the different sports. So in CAP, it's more a culture of we go down to explore and we go down to the IG sessions to actually make friends, especially with those from different houses. Because within your house, you will just see those people that are around you. But when you go down, when you actually go to these sessions and have fun, you actually get to meet people from different houses. And that's really the emphasis of the IG sessions, to create that inclusive community. And we are not so focused on the end result here. We are not so focused on the outcome of maybe sporting competitions per se, or maybe even our productions, but it's the process that matters to us. And in that respect, it's really up to your own interest. I would say the best thing about CAP is really the college matches your level of interest, and the college matches your level of commitment. So how much you decide to commit and how much you decide to put in, you will definitely find a place here in CAP to match that.
We actually have it's a very good point about the matching and all. But we do have this concern that some of our freshmen come in and they share. It would be nice if maybe one of you guys could answer, which is that, there's so many things happening. Will it be the case that I'd be kind of forced or peer pressured to join everything? Or, how is it like if you, maybe need a bit more time to find your footing? For yourself, there were some challenges at an earlier stage, right? What was one strategy you used? Or how do you feel in terms of when you first found your footing?
I guess more of cause I will tie back down to a bit more of the IGs, interest groups, because IGs got a low level barrier of entry, and also no commitments is required. So if you are free, you can go down for the interest group and explore the different sports. But when you're having your exam period, you can focus more on your academics, and there will be no pressure from your peers for you to go down. So this is something I use a bit more on, which is during more busy period, I will just go for lesser IG sessions and just focus more on my
And it's
other
perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Daniel, you?
Yeah, I would just even go as far as to say that it extends to the entire college, like what Yan Ang mentioned. I mean, we come here and first and foremost, we are students. So we need to study.
Yeah.
It just happens to be the case in CAP where maybe during those like midterms that we just had quite recently also, and even during those finals periods where people have a lot of exams, the activities will sort of taper down and there won't be so much going on. So it's actually quite manageable. And as we've mentioned before, it's really up to your own level of commitment and how much you want to put in. And there's really not much pressure to join a lot of things, especially if you are very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just have a lot of opportunities. And you pick and choose which one you want to explore, you know, it can be a new experience. You can even go into an IG, for instance, being there, you know, as an experienced person, willing to teach, you know, willing to guide, willing to, you know, just learn and have fun with other people. Yeah, so any of you actually have that, you know, one, you know, new thing that you've picked up, you know, from your experience here during the IGs. Maybe for Yang Ang, you were saying, you know, previously, you know, about frisbee, you were saying, you know.
Oh, talking about the frisbee experience, actually, I would say it's one of my most memorable experience because I actually came into like uni wanting to learn a new sport, which is frisbee. However, like actually I got night classes back in year 1, sem 1, so it actually clashes with all the IG sessions. So I could only join it at the end of the semester after all my exams has ended. So like from there, I thought like it would be a bit scary because like I think that everybody will have known each other, and then like I'm a new member in the IG and like I don't really know anyone. But after when I went down for it, it's like not just one or two who are very friendly, but the entire community of people there are so welcoming and friendly. Like it's so heartwarming for me to be there, and they are like literally standing beside you and guiding you how to throw a frisbee also. So that is something that is really like make me very like give me a very home feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would like to, you know, agree on Yan Ang on that. I didn't know how to play frisbee at first. I'm a year 3 student now. When I was in year 1, I actually went down to frisbee, and yeah, even the experienced players were very humble, you know, willing to teach me how to do that. Yeah, so actually for Brandon, what about yourself? You know, any new thing, you know, new experiences that you have had since, you know, your stay here in CAP?
I think for me, related to, you know, the committee that I'm a part of, like something that I've learned so much more about is, you know, like how to be, you know, a bit more in tune with my own emotions and also help my friends recognize how they're feeling as well. So this was a big part of my year 1 journey in CAP. Just going around and then seeing, you know, in my day-to-day life, seeing these, you know, like posters or campaign booths, just educating us a little bit more about the mental health scene in Singapore. And this is something that I think I really grew from. And I think the amazing thing in CAP is because it's a 2-year journey, by the end of your first year, you become a senior. And so from there, you can choose, you know, like what exactly you want to do for the incoming batch of juniors in CAP. Yeah, how do you want to you know, affect the culture and show them a part of what you experienced in your first year in CAP. It's a very quick journey, but it is very meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just, you know, wondering if we could say that, you know, most of us are having a 2-year program here in the college. You know, first and second year, you have to take your modules and part of the UTCP program. But also, part of this is we have a couple of year 3s and 4s joining us today as speakers earlier. And for year 3s and 4s, they could either be resident assistant, they serve the college in a specific or particular capacity, but also as returning seniors who come back, you know, some people who embody the college values and the ethos, and they kind of just breed our, you know, freshmen or, you know, the year 2s in to understand the rigors of living, learning, playing, eating, dining, all this together at the same time. You know, I was also wondering a little bit about your experiences, right, as a student, but now as a student leader. You know, how do you know, because you have freshmen going to come in, they're going to come in trying to find their footing and all. How do we lead and how do we guide our peers along the way? You know, because a lot of these are student-led activities. You know, Daniel, you stepped up after quite a while, first year in the college. You know, what was it like? How do you feel when you know, chose to raise your hand and say, I want to step up as a leader?
Yeah, so I think the entire process was really very smooth, I would say. In fact, I was quite afraid of taking up this leadership position, especially since I don't think I've ever done anything on this scale before. But I would say, as such a common theme running through all our sharings is that CAPT is a very empowering place. And I feel empowered not only because of the support that my friends show me, but as well as the profs. And the entire community in CAP is just very supportive in general. And here in CAP, as a student leader, I really feel empowered to make decisions that ultimately serve the greater good of the college and that impact student life in a positive way. So as director of Club Socs, it really is making decisions that will enhance the arts and culture scene and will really make the place vibrant for every captain.
Yeah. You know, I think we want to also wrap up and also give a chance for each of our speakers to say something to prospective captains and freshmen that are coming in. We are in our last segment now.
Right.
You know, Brendan, Yanang, Daniel, why not we leave the floor to you to share something with our freshmen?
Sure. I think one piece of advice that I have that helped me pick CAPT as a place of residence is that if you happen to be on the fence about staying on campus or even deciding between the different RCs and the halls, I think the best thing that you can do is to find out or have an idea of what you want to achieve in your 2 to 4 years here, staying on campus, and then find a place that aligns with that. And that's one way that you can make the most out of your time here in NUS.
For me, one piece of advice, I guess, would be saying that if you want to learn and grow in a place, I think CAP is really a wonderful place for that. Given the amount of low barrier of entry to the different opportunities, you can do anything and you can just learn in anything that you want to, and you can set your own pace to learn. Yeah.
So I think lastly for me, it's when you step in, there are a lot of things that you're going to be uncertain of, definitely, especially stepping into this new arena called university. So I would just say maybe kind of have an idea of what you want to get out of this entire experience, the things that you want to grow and learn in, and ultimately just go for it if you're still on the fence. I really, really enjoyed my almost 2 years stay here in CAP, and I think CAP offers many wonderful and unique opportunities for me to learn, grow, and develop myself as a person. And it has really provided me a lot of opportunities to really give back to the community and the college.
Yeah, Andrew, it's such nice to hear from our speakers.
Yeah, so I think the thing about student life here and all that we have been saying, right, is that opportunities, we grow, we learn, we also importantly have fun together with like-minded individuals, people who are also journeying through university for the first time, trying to figure out, their way here, figure out, their identity and all that. Yeah, I think it's just nice to be in a community that is safe and inclusive and supportive, so that we are not alone on this journey. Yeah, and I think for a lot of us, we say that CAP, is a home away from home. Yep. And I think it's really the people over here, everyone around us that makes this place the home. Yeah, so I think, thank you for sharing, your experiences, your stories. And I believe that it's really for you guys, the audience. Only if you step foot in CAP yourself, you will truly know, what we are sharing and saying. We say a lot, but I think it's really up for you to take up this experience and this opportunity for yourself. And yeah, so that's Don, you have anything?
I think we wrap up the final section we have, community engagement, academics, residential life, and student life. I would say that, thanks so much for Brendan, Yenang, Daniel for sharing the student life, the things that also keep our college heart beating, right? I'm not too sure what time you sleep, I don't want to ask the question, but you'll find it out, if you do come here to college itself. I just tell you that, past quiet hours, past 11, I think most of the college is still awake. So do enjoy yourselves. I would encourage you all to join in, not just for the student life, not just for a room, but for a place for you to learn, for you to engage, for you to grow. Right? At this point of time, as we bid farewell to our speakers, and we also have a very interesting segment coming up. Right. Just a mini segment here and there. And we'll be inviting our college master. Right? Our college master is Associate Professor Gary Tan. Right? He is a master of our college, and I think in a few moments' time, we're going to invite him in. But before that, let's talk a bit about our lucky draw.
Yes.
So this is kind of our last moment that you can sign up for the lucky draw.
Yeah.
And so how do they sign up, Andrew?
Yeah, so you can sign up for the lucky draw through the form that is in the description box. So tinyurl.com/CAP Lucky Draw 2021. Right. Yeah, actually we had a round 1 of the lucky draw earlier today, and this is our second and the final lucky draw. And what are the prizes that we have upcoming in this lucky draw? So
we will have 5 lucky students or lucky viewers to be winning prizes. The third, fourth, and fifth prize will be a very unique CAP tumbler. The second prize is your favorite the mini fridge. Yes. And then the top prize for today will be the JBL Clip 4 Bluetooth wireless speaker. And I think those are really up for grabs at this moment. So because our team has to do the cutoff here and there, so use this moment, quickly submit your lucky draw applications, right? And you can put your name, give yourself a chance to win those wonderful prizes. In addition to that, lucky draw is one thing, but we also want to encourage you guys, if you are interested to find out a little bit more about our college, right, there's also inside the YouTube description link, right, in the box down there, there's a link for us to send you a little hamper. And that will include a very nice mask holder that we have, some cute stickers. What's this we have?
A special note, very personal from our current captains. Sharing about their CAPT experiences.
Yes, as well as a college brochure. So this college brochure not just covers what we have talked about, but in a bit more detail as to what the college is, its academic program, the way the formal and informal, in and out of classroom learning experiences look like, together with college life, which lots of photos. So do look out for this. Please put your details inside that link in the YouTube description box.
Yes, and I think at this moment, we really would like to welcome, our very special guest. So Prof. Gary is also the master of CAPT.
Yep.
Here with us to join us for the lucky draw, and also just a chit chat, with us, just to round up, today's live stream. So hi,
Prof. Gary.
hi, Prof. Gary.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Would you like to tell the audience a little bit more about yourself?
Oh, hello. Yeah, my name is Gary, and I'm the master of the College of Alice and Peter Tan. And to tell you an interesting story, one time I was going back to my faculty, and then I came across a bunch of students, one of which was a resident of the college. And of course, he was being respectful and said, "Hello, master, how are you?" So I was just having a chit chat. And then after I left, I could hear them whispering among themselves, and the non-resident was asking, "Why do you call him master? Are you his slave?"
Oh no!
No, hardly. No. Yeah. So the term master hails from the UK days, where the master is the head of the residential college or a hall. Yeah. So, but hardly over here. Actually, I'm not so much a master, but actually I'm a slave to all of you.
Don't say that.
Yes.
Prof. Gary, you also come from the faculty of the School of Computing as well. You teach modules over there, and you lead an interesting team here in the college. Could you share a little bit more about your fellows and your team over here?
Over here in college?
Yes, over here in
sure.
CAPT.
Yeah, so I'm very blessed to have a very fantastic team. I think you have already heard from some of them. So I have a team of 6 resident fellows, as well as a team of non-resident fellows. And together, the CAPT family, if I may coin this, it's such a nice feeling that and they work together and very closely knit to serve the college and serve the residents. So the college is such a vibrant living and learning space for residents. And I think you have already heard over the past two or 3 hours from the residents and the fellows themselves how life is like in the college. So unless you come here to experience it, you will not know what it is like.
I think I fondly remember, Master Gary, you had this like prata party, just set up for the residents. Actually, what made you have the idea of having a prata party for the residents?
So what happened during the prata party? I was not around that.
Okay, I don't know whether, I think it's okay to say that, but during this prata party was the end of the semester, and I thought it'd be nice to have a bonding session for all the residents and fellows alike. So I organized a prata party and actually called a live prata, and people they thought it was like a pre-cooked prata, and then they just come down and eat prata, but it was actually a live cooking station. And it was such a nice feeling, but unfortunately and you can see all the residents coming down, and then we were sharing and having a nice laugh together. But unfortunately, I have to put this on hold because of the COVID pandemic. But going forward, I'm waiting for phase 4 if there's one. And hopefully we can do something more.
I recall in the earlier segment, right, Prof. Xiao says, and together with our students that came by to share, right, as much as we try to deal with the safe management measures in COVID, we still have that, the heartbeat of our activities going through. And, in addition to that, we also have elements about community engagement, doing modules here in the college, as well as just before you, right, we had a panel on the student life, the vibrant student life. Prof. Gary, what sports do you play, and do you ever join captains?
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm on the NUS tennis team as well.
So you compete for NUS?
Well, yeah, we take part in intertertiary competitions, interstate boards, and all that, yes. But I'm actually, my most fun time is when I actually played with you captains. I think, Donovan, you have been very kind enough to invite me to join your IG.
But you won all of us.
No.
I mean, you are competing. We are interest groups again, right? There's no
exactly.
barriers
Yeah.
you pick up
That's what I wanted to reiterate. What Daniel and Nenang was saying. Interest groups here is so different because you don't have to know anything. You can start from scratch, and we will still welcome you. It's a bit different from, I think, the halls, because as you know, I was from the hall, and unless you're very attained a certain level, you cannot join the sports group.
Or maybe you cannot join to compete maybe
exactly,
at that level
yes,
yet.
yes.
You know, I think participating should be okay. And
Yeah, so I think, Prof, you've been here for, not too long, you just joined our college a while back. How has the experience been for you here, and what's your fondest memory that you have here in CAPT?
Right, yeah, so I've only joined, I'm almost 2 years and new to the college, but enjoying every minute of it for the past 2 years. So I just find captains to be a different breed. I mean, there's a sense of aura surrounding all captains, and you can actually tell a captain apart from other residents in other colleges. I don't know, maybe I'm biased or something like that, but yeah.
But the aura is, I'm not too sure when they start, they come in, but I think through the activities we have.
Exactly, yeah. I think you come in fresh, you are captain, but unless you embrace the living and learning experience of as you have heard from all the previous speakers already. Yeah, so you will come out a totally different person.
Yeah. To talk about life-changing, new perspectives and all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if we to, kind of wrap up, because we want to kind of get you to help us to do our lucky draw, our final lucky draw. But before we go into that area, right, what would you say to prospective captains, incoming freshmen to NUS, considering a living experience in NUS, and then why should they be selecting CAPT as their residence of choice?
I'm not that young anymore, but at least I think I know a fairly young phrase, YOLO. You only live once, so if I think what you should do is to have a CAPT experience as part of your life. Then that would complete your life completely.
So the YOLO mentality,
yes.
Right? Yeah, give it a shot. I mean, it's 2 years over here. I think what Sun Fen mentioned. So if you're just looking for a place to stay, maybe not, right? To stay, maybe not. But if you're here to learn, to engage, willing to just try out different things, even though you're not familiar, I think we have a wonderful environment here that nurtures, that cultivates, that develops you into a different person.
Precisely,
right?
yeah.
So I've been informed by the team behind the scenes that we are due for the lucky draw already.
Okay.
They've collated all the names. And Andrea, this is your favorite segment, so let me get the box from the team, yeah? Thank you so much. Okay. Andrea, we have okay, this is quite heavy. There's quite a lot of things. I will do the pre-stirring. Yes, let me switch.
And then we'll have our master to pick out the 5 different winners for this segment. Yeah, so what are the 5 prizes again? Once from 3rd to 5th prize, right? We have the CAPT tumbler, and then for the 2nd prize we have the mini fridge, and the 1st prize we have the JBL speaker. Yeah, so Prof, if we may trouble you to.
Which order shall we be going?
Shall we go with the 5th prize first? Yeah.
Okay, so the 5th prize first, I'll just pass this box over. So we are still trying to keep distance as much as possible. Yes.
Okay,
And so who's our 5th prize winner?
Okay, the 5th prize winner is King Wee.
King Wee! Congratulations, King Wee. You've won yourself a CAPT tumbler. Right, so that's 5th prize. Thanks for participating and joining in. Let's see what we get for the 4th prize. See who it is. Yeah.
Okay, the winner is Kai Yi.
Kai Yi, yeah.
Yes, Kai Yi.
Yeah, so that's the 4th prize, and you've won yourself a CAPT tumbler as well. So the final prize on the CAPT tumbler.
3rd prize of the day, the 2nd lucky draw. Who will it be?
That would be Jonathan.
Jonathan! Okay, so yeah, with like the 3rd to 5th, right? So now is the exciting moment.
Oh, the fridge.
Yeah, the fridge.
You want me to call your name?
Yes!
Unfortunately, I cannot.
No. Okay, let's see.
Send me your telepathic thoughts now if you want to get the fridge. All right, the winner is Bethany.
Bethany! Okay, so congratulations. I hope you come into CAP and share the fridge with me, you know. Yeah,
So Andrea living on level 5.
Yeah.
Hopefully you come to
Okay,
level
drum
5.
rolls.
Yeah, drum
Yes,
rolls
drum
for
rolls.
the first prize
And
for
then-
the JBL speaker.
JBL speaker, who is it going to be?
Oh, it's Tawaku.
Tawaku.
Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Tawaku.
Tawaku. You know, thanks for joining in to this lucky draw.
Congratulations to all the winners. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are the proud winner of our JBL Clip 4 speaker. And then,
Yeah.
right, if we could just pass all the little slips with all the names back into the
so
box, we'll pass it to the team. And together with this, you know, the names have been floating underneath the screen here. That these are the winners, and our team will be contacting you very shortly for us to send the prize over to you. Okay, thank you so much. All right, you know, so it's been a long day.
Yeah, we've been here for the past 3 hours, and I think we really enjoyed the kind of conversations that we had with our speakers, you know, taking their time down to share with us more about CAP. You know, even though during COVID, you know, we can't be here, you know, physically, we hope that, you know, this live stream and these conversations that we've had really allowed you to have this glimpse of what a CAP life is like. Yeah.
Indeed. Although the lucky draw is over, I think you guys can continue to sign up at the different link in the YouTube description box that gives you access to some of our CAP brochures, memorabilia, stickers, mask holder as well. And in this area, we'll be able to even give you a little note from the captain. And so this one says, CAP is an experience of a lifetime. Join us. And a very nice personalized handwritten note over there. So I think it's an awesome experience. Please go and fill that in, and we can mail one to you very soon. We have to wrap up today.
Yes.
And how are we wrapping up today?
So upcoming, right, we have a performance video, you know, to let us end on a high note, because it's a video on high hopes. So high hopes to end on a high note. And it's brought together by Guitar Pella, one of the musical interest groups that we have in CAP over here. And I think, on this note, I think really from both Don and I, we want to thank you for your time here, you know, spending with us on a Saturday, just tuning in to find out more about CAP. And fret not, you know, this live stream is not just everything, you know, about what we've shared, you know, it's not everything about what CAP Life is about. I mean, if you have missed certain segment or if you hope to find out more, you know, please head on to the CAP website, cap.nus.edu.sg, to find out more about, you know, the curriculum, you know, or even like for instance, you know, for those coming in, admissions, you know, even the cost, you know, and all that, and even on Instagram, CAPT NUS, so CAPT NUS, you know, we do have a lot of we are very active there as well, you know, and a lot of stories that captains share regarding the student activities there. So please, you know, check that out, and we hope that, you know, these you know, website and social media accounts, and even this live stream, you know, has gave you a better idea of what CAP is.
So you know, for those of you guys that actually have joined us halfway, we started at 11 today, and now it's around, what time is it? It's around 2:03. We kind of exceeded by a little bit, but it's a joy to be here. If you join us halfway and if you want to rewatch a little bit or the whole segment, or to just kind of pick up on certain things, right, we will be leaving this live stream as a recorded video on YouTube as well. I believe inside the description links we'll have further links as to a little bit more information about the college as well. So those are options available for you, right? Do contact the college, and really just before we end, on the high note with the high hopes, right, on behalf of Andrea and myself, we'd like to thank the CAP Open Day team. They are all just behind here, socially distanced of course, the CAP Open Day team, for working so hard. So a little round of applause for them. Yes. Together with the fellowship, the college management, you know, our producers today, thank you so much. And on behalf of all the captains, the 600 and the resident fellows over here, I'd like to wish you a very, very good afternoon, a good Saturday ahead, and we hope to see you in CAP soon.
Yeah, so without further ado, let us hear out these high hopes, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.
Broken bottles in the hotel lobby. Seems to me like I'm just scared of never feeling it again. I know it's crazy to believe in silly things, but it's not that easy. I remember now, it takes me back to when it all first started. But I've only got myself to blame for it, and I accept it now. It's time to let it go, go out and start again. But it's not that easy. But I've got high hopes. It takes me back to when we started. High hopes. When you let it go, go out and start again. High hopes. When it all comes to an end and the world keeps spinning around. And in my dreams I meet the ghosts of all the people who have come and gone. Memories, they seem to show up so quick, but they leave you far too soon. Naive, I was just staring at the barrel of a gun, and I do believe that. Yeah, but I've got high hopes. It takes me back to when we started. High hopes. When you let it go, go out and start again. High hopes. When it all comes to an end, now the world keeps spinning. Ooh, yeah, this world keeps spinning around. High hopes. It takes me back to when we started. High hopes. When you let it go, go out and start again. High hopes. Whoa, now the world keeps spinning. Ooh, this world keeps spinning. How this world keeps spinning around.